Hello class and welcome to this The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time walkthrough right here on Video Games 101 by way of Let's Play with Brigands. It's not often that I can say we're holding a class on arguably the greatest video game of all time, but when you do, you know you need to create a class which covers this classic in full. All the secrets, all the gold skulltulas, heart pieces, upgrades, virtually the fastest route to 100% completing this game, a number of enemy and other guides from Blaze, expert boss tips from our resident boss guru Gary, and a ton of interesting facts and secrets you may not have known about this game from our fact finder Fluff. In terms of difficulty, like everything else about this game, I'm going to give The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time that perfect, just right difficulty of a 5 out of 10, which on the frustration scale equates to throwing your controller across the room. Probably in the water temple, let's be honest. That's probably why we're giving this a 5 out of 10 instead of a 4 out of 10, but I digress. As much as I'd love to gush about this game up front, with this being a 100% completion walkthrough, this will no doubt be the longest class we've ever featured on this channel. So let's run the intro and get into this, The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time walkthrough, right here on Video Games 101. As we begin a new game here, first order of business is to input our name. You'll find you have an 8-character limit, so we're going to have to go ahead and put in Professor with one S. Not the first time we've had to do that here on Video Games 101, but as we go ahead and enjoy the intro, let's take a look at the controls for The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. Obviously, a lot more going on here than most games we cover in general. Certainly the NES and SNES titles we've covered. The main thing I want to draw attention to is obviously attacking with B, but using that Z targeting by holding down Z, you can, once you have your sword out, hold down that Z button and then tap attack to do a jump attack. It is twice as powerful as your normal attack. Very useful in this game for a number of the bosses, just basic enemies as well, but Gary's going to talk about when you want to use jump attacks with the many bosses here in Ocarina of Time, but there's your controls. Let's take a look now at the Briggs notes for this The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time walkthrough. These are the keys to beating this game first. Very simple. This is a very long game. There's a lot of stuff packed into it, so follow this guide for the 100% complete walkthrough. Every gold skulltula, as mentioned, every upgrade, every heart piece container. We're going to grab everything in this game, show you where to grab them, and just follow along. Secondly, stay ahead of that upgrade curve. We'll be grabbing everything pretty much as soon as you can, unless it's seriously out of the way. We still want to beat this in well, YouTube has a 12-hour upload limit. You'll hear me reference that probably a few times, so just, keep that in mind. We're going to be doing things as efficiently as possible while grabbing those upgrades. Use Gary's boss beaters, reference that a few times. And lastly, always carry a fairy. That's your insurance if you go down in a battle, fighting a boss, wherever it happens, that fairy will bring you back to life. So, very important. Also want to mention that, like we've done in a few times in the past here in Video Games 101, we're actually recording the gameplay. We're recording all of this live in front of a live audience, so just to kind of break up the monotony of playing such a long game and walking you through it. It's just more fun, I find, when we get a game of this length to do it in front of a live audience. So if you now and then hear me referencing that, well, that's what that's about. So let's just get back to enjoying this intro here. There's Mito. Not gifted, by the way, if you saw her. Hello. If you saw our class on the original Legend of Zelda, you'll get the reference. Where's that kid live? It's not that big of a village, Navi. Not the time to be drinking either. The fate of the world falls on your little very short. It always looked like the chalk outline of like some, I don't know, some sort of creature that got murdered there and police showed up. Anyway, Let's get a little lighter here at the start.
Hello.
Hello, Professor, wake up. The Great Deku Tree wants to talk to you. Professor, get up. We can't be bothered. Can Hyrule's destiny really depend on such a lazy boy? You know, if I'm gonna be the one to save the world, you should be a little bit nicer. He's like, oh, there's a fairy here. Finally woke up, Nabby the fairy. The Great Deku Tree asked me to be your partner from now on. Nice to meet you. I like how unmoved we are by this, despite the fact that we've been teased relentlessly about not having a fairy. He's like, alright, yeah, let's go. Alright. So controls, pretty tight in this game, actually. Like most things in this game, we can hit start to bring up our inventory and the map and everything. Don't have much going on right now, just the... Get a save going here, just the Kokiri suit on our back, some boots, normal boots, and here we are. It's our friend Saria. Hi, Professor. You can be mean and totally ignore her, but we'll stop off and say hello. Target her first. Wow, a fairy. Finally a fairy candy professor. We never thought it would happen. Now you're a true Kokiri professor. Darn right. Have you ever talked to him, Saria? Alright. Go see the Great Deku Tree. Well, anyone knows that we can't get past the not gifted Mito until we grab ourselves a Kokiri sword and a Deku shield. So let's grab that sword first. By cutting through the little fence area here. I'm crawling through. Should try to make a little cash along the way. There's a blue rupee around here. You can always hit up on the C button there to hear whatever. Again, you don't know Mito like I do. He's a real pant load, Nabby. Alright, yeah, the blue rupee right there. So we're 20% to the 40 rupees it will cost us to grab ourselves the Deku shield, but here we are, the Kokiri sword. So I should mention as we get the sword here that there's a lot of items in this game, but the game does a very good job at explaining what everything is, how to use them. So we've repurposed Blaze in his normal role. He's going to be covering some of the enemies of this game and a few other guides, which is going to be fun a little bit later on, but wanted to mention that. Get an upgrade, but this is the best that young Link can handle. Now we can deface property, destroy signs. Very important when you're starting a journey to save the world. Cut the grass and get yourself, there's another 5 spot over here. Mow the grass with that to get yourself some hidden rupees and what have you, different stuff. But let's cut through here now. And now we just gotta make our 40 bucks. And the best way to do it probably is, the fastest way is just to enter and re-exit the item shop, because there is a 5 rupee, a blue rupee, right outside the shop if you make a couple little hops. Also some couple singles hidden in the grass here, but yeah, if you make these jumps successfully without dropping in the water, grab yourself $5 and go over here with Z and talk to me with A. No, you're one of the kids that dogged on me for never having a fairy, so in this narrative that I'm creating here, that kid couldn't even see over the counter. Alright, so just repeat the process. You can see there's a blue rupee up there, but it's not quite as fast as just going in and out. That we can actually get 7 each trip too by coming back through the grass once again. And we can grab another 5 spot if you go across here sometimes, but again, you have to hit the jumps just right. It's a bit less forgiving. You can also cut up some of the grass here for a couple extra bucks. Alright, so now just one more pass of grabbing the 2 singles and then the 5 spot will get us to the 40 that we need for that Deku shield. And then we can enter the first dungeon, if you will. I'll be back. I need 7 more bucks. Yeah, the ability to chop up the sign was definitely a nice bit of tech for 1998. Even though I maintain this game completely holds up today. As I said, I could get my vote for greatest game of all time. Alright, so let's grab that shield. 40 bucks. Strictly speaking, I have a sword. I could probably just threaten you to get the shield, but this is a Shigeru Miyamoto game, so you probably can't threaten the shopkeep. But let's pop this on right now. So, Mito doesn't give us grief. I mean, he's gonna give us grief regardless. That's just sort of his deal. But, let's cut hard left outside of the item shop. And you'll find him right here. Again, cannot specify enough how ungifted this child is. He can't even see that I'm holding a shield and a sword. That's right. We're the chosen one. We're the Neo of this game, Mito. Wimp is still a wimp. Stand down. How'd you even get to be the favorite of Saria? Ooh. Maybe a little hint that Mito's got some feelings for Saria. Too bad. Alright, so we can actually get ourselves a Deku stick here by chopping up these Deku Babas. Very important for the upcoming dungeon here in the Deku Tree. When you want to put it away, stand still and press. I just swing my sword. It's the same purpose. Grab a couple insurance ones in case the first one or two burn out. And might as well map one of these to our as of yet empty C buttons. Sweet stash the Deku Tree's rocking. That's Navi, by the way, saying that we are famously mute in this game. Aside from our aww and ah! Got Peter Gallagher eyebrows and Tom Selleck mustache right there. Maybe a bit more droopy, but he has been poisoned. Verily thou hast felt it, Professor, the time has come to test thy courage. He's been cursed. Did I say poisoned? I meant cursed. Yeah, considering YouTube has an upload limit of 12 hours, I'm not going to play hardball with the Deku Tree. Let's get in there. I don't know. My advice is to tune out Navi whenever possible, but we'll entertain her. Running in, we're so proud of our giant stick, like a dog. Look what I found. All right, inside the Deku Tree. So we have the first 3 of the gold Skulltulas to collect here inside the Deku Tree. And we got our first of the Deku Nuts. Very exciting. These are great for stunning enemies. These are great for, well, you'd be surprised how effective these things can be. I never used them too much as a kid. I think I was asleep on them a little bit, just because she doesn't give you a choice in this case. Just a little bit of a tutorial, which is what most of the Kokiri Village was at the start that we more or less ignored. Just trying to get through this 100% as efficiently as possible. Let's ignore the regular Skulltulas for the moment. Pop this baby open and get our first map of the game. Again, if you're following along with this, probably don't need the map, but it's there for you. It's handy in the bottom right of the screen, I will say that. And you can hear the rustle of the Skulltulas. Want to be on the lookout for that sound, or the ear out for that sound in the future for finding any one of the 100 gold Skulltulas, which we can exchange for sweet loot later on in the game. Get our first scrub, so let's get that shield out. I like to have that sword out and then just hold down Z or R once we're targeting the DQ scrub here, and just launch it back and approach them and lot of them will just, great hint. Yeah, hold forward if you're feeling bold. He emits a heart from somewhere, and I kind of want to keep the camera on that Deku scrub and just see him open that door back there, but anyway, just passing right through this room here. Gotta get ourselves a very important first treasure. First item here. And the slingshot. The fairy slingshot, excuse me. There you go. If you want to shoot right away, when you first press C, hold down a little longer to get a seat ready. Yep, you can't help yourself. Alright, very exciting. We have 3 things we can map to our C buttons now. And you can climb this if you want to grab a heart in a chest. Not much else going on up here, but just to show it. And then one of my favorite moves of the game is we do a cheery little backflip off that is just hold down that targeting. And we can target this, and then I'll hold down and hit A, but we can target this ladder here without having to manually aim. That requires skill, and that's not what we're about here. And got some Deku seeds as well, more ammo for our slingshot, and a couple bucks. Hopefully the Deku Tree doesn't mind that we're taking these. Deku. And let's pass back through. Now we need to get to higher ground here, and we can clear out these skulltulas with our new treasure here in the slingshot. Just target them one at a time for the quick way of doing it. As long as they're within kind of a relative range. This one's a little bit outside. You can instantly see why I prefer just targeting, but don't worry about money. We will have more than enough money in this game. So if you don't need to go out of your way to be grabbing any extra rupees, we're not that hard up. But climb here, go to the right and drop off right about here. We're gonna ignore the big skulltula there. Open this door and we're gonna grab ourselves our first, well, the compass and our first, all right, hold on, stand by. Here's our first compass. All right, can't stand the big skulltulas. Let's bring in Blaze for a tip on how to take them down.
It's Blaze's bestiary in Item Sky. Alright, I thought I'd share my strategies for some of the more frustrating enemies and formidable enemies here in the world of Hyrule, here in Ocarina of Time. Starting with the big skulltula, we'll be running into a lot of these in our adventures, but the strategy, at least early on, is to target them with Z, with your sword out, wait for them to spin around, turn their backs to you for some stupid reason, and then do that jump attack to take them down in one hit, even as a kid. Later on, when we're all grown up and we got the hook shot, just use it right in their face. It's very satisfying, but for right now, we gotta wait, use that jump attack, take them down, as my friend Gary would say.
It's the best way to take most enemies down in this game, but here is our first gold skulltula here in the Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. One of 100. We got a long way to go, Professor. But got to start somewhere. All right, so we've adequately cleaned out the top few floors of the tree. No hit run compromise, by the way. I saw it. We had a nice little tear there for a while. All right, so this jump is a little bit tricky, but just because you want to not overshoot it, but you want to land right dead center in the middle of that web. So the momentum that you carry down there with the weight will allow you to pass through to the bottom floor. And you can see that there's a web over there on that floor. You can also hear the familiar sound of a gold skulltula. This is number 2 right here. And it's a little bit high, but we can just reach it with our backflip, or maybe an attack, a jump attack. You can also jump off the side of this to grab it. So pick your poison, grab yourself skulltula number 2. And we actually got one more hiding over here. This is a very profitable room. That will light this torch here for Deku stick lighting purposes, but for right now, we're aiming to get Gold Skulltula number 3, the final one, which we can access right now. There's one more, which we need some bombs, so we'll have to swing back here at some point, which kind of kills me, but that's just how the game is designed. So, but that's number 3. All right, pop up here. There's a heart in there, so we'll skip that. But jump down here. Careful to land on the ledge there and not actually submerge yourself in the water. And use that flame to torch the web there. Pop this Deku scrub in the mouth and he'll just spill it. He'll teach us something cool. All right, what do you got? Never beat my brothers up ahead unless you punish them in the proper order. That's weird. The order is 2, 3, 1, and this never changes. In case you were thinking this. Yes, I do actually, but the fact that we're just mute during all of this, we'll note the eye right here. We'll be doing this a lot more later on in the game, but we have an early eye to hit with the slingshot. Just entertains me to no end. We just stare at everybody in this game as they react around us nonetheless. After you get into the water, if you hold down A, you can dive. I bet there are some interesting things underwater. Let's test that theory. Dive in right here. Once you surface, right over this switch. There you go. And this will start limited timer, but they give you more than enough time. You don't have to get the rhythm going with that little platform or anything. But yeah, this is the only way to pass under here, otherwise that spiky cylinder will not feel too good. Alright, once again, same tactic. Turn around. Why would you turn your back to a child with a sword? Stand next to this block and grab hold of it with A. While holding A, you can push or pull it. If you stand next to the block and press A while pressing, you can advance this faster by hitting B, but it doesn't always work. It's choice dialogue. If they feel it's important enough, then they won't let you skip by it. You may be scratching your head sometimes at what Nintendo deems to be important enough in this game, especially after it's like the 10th time that you've heard something, but anyway. Carrying on, we're coming up to the end here. Not too far now. So, solution to this puzzle, if you even want to call it that, pretty obvious. They have a torch, they have 2 unlit torches. Let's spread the love, by which I mean the flame, and preserve our Deku stick. You want to go? I could take a 5th. There you go. Yeah, it depends where they are in that attack pose when you stab them. That will determine what you get. Again, don't worry about the money. Plenty of opportunities. And this is the room that we'll have to revisit a little bit later on once we have bombs, because you can see after we, oh hey fellas, what's going on? This is a little teaser of what's yet to come with the boss here in just a moment. I love the combat in this game, even when we're getting our butts kicked, but the targeting and, you know, holding left or right, slingshot works well. To do those kind of nice, broad, wide, fast jumps feels really good. So does the backflips in particular. Love doing the backflips. All right, so we'll just open that up for later, and we should have just enough time. We may lose while we're reacting to this. We may lose our stick. Yeah, we did. Oh well. All right, so when we come back with bombs, we'll bomb that wall and grab ourselves the 4th gold Skulltula, but for the time being, that's not a thing. Compass will show us the locations of those chests. You can see that chest with the heart over there. We need to go over there anyway, so let's go ahead and grab that after we drop this block down to ensure our return back here. A little shortcut. Love that sound. I wish I could hear that sound more in my life when we just put the finishing touches on an especially good class or something. All right, so it's like this. Let's cross over on the block, and then we're gonna swing with this, hitting, in this case, left C to get that down to ground level and melt away, burn away even. That web, and what was the order? That trader shared with us earlier, 2, 3, 1. So let's do them in that order. Blocking the middle one's shot first. If you get too close to these scrubs, they will hide in their underground, whatever they got going on down there. Your brother sold you out. You should go smack him around or something. But the secret to Queen Gohma, to administer the coup de grace on Queen Gohma, strike while the sword while she's stunned. Man, these guys fold fast. Oh well. All right. Here we go. Our first boss here in Ocarina of Time. This is a good one too. They're all pretty good. Nintendo always has good bosses, even if they're not especially difficult. All right, so before we can even begin things here, you can walk around for quite a long time without the boss announcing its presence. You need to go first person there with up C and look up at the ceiling, and hey, that's bigger than those ones we fought a minute ago. All right, for the first time today, let's go to our resident boss expert, Gary, for tips on Gohma.
It's Scary Gary's Boss Beaters. Like the professor says, the bosses in this game are well designed, they're a lot of fun, but none of them are particularly that difficult, and that begins with Gohma. We just want to target Gohma's eye. When it turns red, fire one of your Deku seeds via that slingshot at Gohma. This will paralyze them for a second, then you want to move in, target that eye, do a jump attack to do the double damage, and then just stack on regular attacks on top of that. After a few of these hits, Gohma will retreat to the ceiling. Make sure you're more or less underneath the boss at this point. They'll drop some eggs, which will hatch into little baddies, but if you run up and stab those eggs quickly enough, they'll never hatch. So, 3 of those eggs will appear. You can stab them all, at which point, once they're dealt with, Gohma will drop back down. Repeat it again. If you get enough hits in, you can take them down before they'll go up one more time, but there you go, take them down.
Good call, Gary. Yep, very simple. Thank you very much. We've proven, and don't miss the heart right here. We've proven that we're capable at the very least. I think even a ungifted, yeah, you got a backflip into that. Even an ungifted Kokiri child in Mito would recognize that. Recognize game. And now a bittersweet scene with the Great Deku Tree, who is sadly not long for this world. All right, follow along, as for the first time today, we're going to our resident fact finder Fluff to share some facts about The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time.
The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time is a 1998 action-adventure title developed and published by Nintendo for the Nintendo 64. Like Mario 64 brought Mario into the world of 3D for the first time, Ocarina of Time is the first title in the series to feature 3D graphics. Development on Ocarina of Time began in 1994 alongside Super Mario 64 and Mario Kart 64 for their still 2 years from release Nintendo 64 console, the successor to the Super Nintendo. Series co-creator Shigeru Miyamoto acted as producer and oversaw a team of 5 directors and over 100 developers on the title, which ballooned from a planned 16 megabyte to 32 megabyte cartridge, the biggest to date for Nintendo. And the Ocarina of Time was likewise the biggest and most expensive project the company had ever taken on to date. The 5-year development cycle, all the work, and the $10 million marketing campaign proved to very much be worth the effort, as the game was a massive success critically and commercially. When the professor stated that this might be the greatest game of all time, it's not just lip service. The game was released on November 21st, 1998, to near universal acclaim, and that impression hasn't changed a bit in the decade since its release, with many prominent publications still dubbing it the greatest video game of all time. Even at the time of this class, The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time holds the highest score on review aggregator Metacritic, and it's the only game on that site to hold a score of 99. This reputation translated to massive sales even before its release. Ocarina of Time received over 500,000 pre-orders ahead of release in the US alone, more than tripling the previous record and earning it the Guinness World Record for most advance orders for a game. Despite its late November release, the game sold 2.5 million copies in less than 6 weeks by the end of the calendar year alone, and became the best-selling video game of 1998 in the US. Ultimately, the game would sell over 7.5 million copies, enough to secure its place as the 4th best-selling title on the N64. Though admittedly, some of those sales come from being bundled with the N64 at one point during the console's lifespan, same as the 3 games ahead of it in Super Mario 64, Mario Kart 64, and GoldenEye 007.
There you go. Not too shabby. 3/4 of 10 million copies. Thank you very much, Fluff. There is the Triforce and all its limited polygon glory right there. I love it. Thou must never allow the desert man in black armor to lay his hands on the sacred... What if he changes his clothes? That's something very specific about that sentence always. Like, what if he wears, like, a blue shirt one day? Yeah. That's the bittersweet part I was talking about. Because a much cuter Deku Tree is going to rise up. Not exactly in my place, but we look so bored. It's like, how much longer is this going to go on? Alright, you got my attention now, Princess of Destiny. Stone, that man wanted so much that he cast the curse. Way to hold out under torture there, Deku Tree. Still very pretty. But our first of the 3 stones we need to recover. Spiritual Stone of the Forest. They all have their own local names, but we know it's the Spiritual Stone of the Forest. Very sad as all the color leaves the Great Deku Tree. Thought that was a cool effect. Okay. Let's do it. I mean, nah, I guess we will go there next, but I was gonna say, we're gonna be making a lot of detours that aren't gonna make Navi especially happy. Suck on that, Mito. We got the stone of the... Oh yeah, he's dead. Deku Tree's dead. I don't know that it was our fault. He'll walk off. We don't care. We won't have to worry about, or think about, or see him for a considerable amount of time. So let's just pass through. No reason to stop off and talk to anybody else. No purchases we need to make. We'll see a familiar... Hello. We'll see a familiar owl. Trying to think of how to put that. If anyone played... Oh, we have a nice scene here with Saria before we leave. Ooh. It always creeped me out how you could see the fairies well before you could see the Kokiri kind of render in when you were a lot closer. I know you guys never let me forget that I was different. Day after day. Hey, there's that kid with that fairy. Heck yeah, there's the titular well, it's not. It's an ocarina. It's not the Ocarina of Time. It's a nice knockoff, though. Sweet. You received the Fairy Ocarina. This is a memento from Saria. Set it to C and press C to start playing it. You think Saria could maybe teach us a song, but not right now. Maybe her song specifically, but not right now. Kind of out of our way, but we will stop back eventually. We're so weird. It's like, I guess she has to understand because she's known me my entire life, or most of my life, to know that we're famously mute, so what else can we do after she bears her, just pours out her soul to us, but run away awkwardly? Like she just attacked us or something. Like she just threatened us. But here we are in Hyrule Field. Love this theme. And now you can already see him on top of that tree right there. Our giant owl friend who will guide us, dispense advice, information, even sometimes act as a taxi back to town, but getting ahead of ourselves. Professor, look up here. It appears that the time has finally come for you to start your adventure. You will encounter many hardships ahead. That is your fate. I don't know, that doesn't sound great. See Hyrule Castle? So if we're fast enough... Alright, princess, if you're lost and don't know which way to go, look at the map. Check the map, goof. So if we're fast enough, we can make it to Hyrule Castle Town just before they close the gates. This is always a fun challenge that I would do as a kid. Yes, we got it. I don't know if it's a glitch, but alright, so let's run as quickly as possible to that 12 o'clock position on this map. Yeah, I don't know. When we head to Zora River, which is to the east, we'll do that later. Yeah, I've had runs where he's shown up and repeated the same information many times as it depends what you're trying to do there, but again, getting ahead of myself. It's already sunset. This is going to be so close. I don't know why they set it up this way. It's like they want you to experience your first night here in Hyrule early on in the game. It's very dangerous. I mean, not really in the grand scheme of things, but there's actually some rupees we can get, some 20 spots if we climb those chains, but we're just trying to get... Oh, there we go. All right. Okay, well, I was trying to get in there right before the howl, so that's sort of a win. I don't know, but stop, make it right in the guardhouse, because now we gotta wait till morning. We can make some money in here, but more importantly for my purposes, if we roll into that top right box right there, that crate, there is Gold Skulltula number 4. Pretty good. Every time we hit a threshold of 10 gold skulltulas, we can unlock a new item at a certain location in the Kakariko Village. But again, getting ahead of ourselves. But look at all the money they got in here. And that guy, that guard right there, not telling us to stop. He's probably thinking, wow, there was money in those things? And I was just standing here like an idiot this whole time? He's like, I can't wait till this kid leaves. We replenish these jars. And I work out an early retirement for myself, but so that's an easy way to get money. Climbing up the chains, as I'll show, is another easy way to get money, but all right, so it's not that big of a deal that we're here at night. We can grab a heart piece, actually. So go over here and don't walk around any of the other dogs, but walk around this white dog. Wait for him to catch up to you, because if you go off the screen too quickly, you'll leave him behind. But enter this door here in the back alley. I love the animation back here. I don't know, something about that late 90s pocket of animation. I have a soft spot for it. Crude, as some might call it, but this is a little Richard. I think I just got that as I said that aloud, but here we go. Our first piece of heart here in Ocarina of Time. As the game explains, collect 4 and grab yourself an extra heart. And also top off your health on demand, but we can only do that at night when, for whatever reason, the town is run over by dogs. So singing that lovely melody is Malin from the Lon Lon Ranch. We'll talk to her a little bit later. There's nothing to be gained from talking to her right now. So here we are at Hyrule Castle, and there's our owl friend again stalking us. You can see him up there. It's not hurt. Thought his eyes were at the top right there, and then I realized he was doing a 180 with his neck. I guess owls can do that. I'm pretty sure That would have been 360, but that's fine. Which way you gonna go now, hoot hoot hoot? No, I'm good. You're a smart kid, good luck then. Alright, we may speed this up right now, just to get to day, but there is, if you bash into this tree at night, our 5th gold Skulltula. Best to just kind of target it and do that jump attack, but there's number 5. Halfway to our first prize. And not much to do right now. We can talk to this guy. Welcome to Hyrule Castle Town, but you're not allowed in. So you're not that welcome. So time will pass on this screen. It won't pass if we head back into the castle, so might just hang out here. Can we see where the moon is? Like watch it go down in real time here, or gotta climb that vine a little bit later. Yeah, we'll do the slingshot game. Earn ourselves a prize once that sun comes up. There we go. Dawn is breaking. Taking our time, waiting for that rooster to alert us to the official start of the morning. There she is. All right, now we can head in. And instantly, the entire town is bustling and populated. Cuccos running around everywhere, but all right, so let's stop in here. And this is the shooting gallery. I love this guy's general demeanor. This is a game for grown-ups, even though I'm letting you do it for some reason. Take aim at the targets from that platform. Can you hit 10 targets? You get 15 shots. Draw your weapon with B. Are you ready? Go for a perfect score. Perfect score is the only way to get the prize. So, first rupee is there. Number 2 is on the left. Then they repeat it on the right. We have one that pops up. This is one of the hardest ones to get. And we have a left and right simultaneously. Now we have 2 reds, and now we have 2 more reds, a little bit faster, a little more spaced out. Love nailing that on the first try. There we go. And we get our Deku Seeds bullet bag for a small upgrade there that we'll never really need, but completionist, right? Going for 100% here. So, yeah, no, I'm happy with that, but now that it's daytime, we can come over here. Here's Malin, hanging out. They're different. You're not from around here. You don't have a fairy, do you? Oh, wait, you have a fairy. You're a fairy boy from the forest. My name is Malin. My dad owns Lon Lon Ranch. He went to the castle to deliver some milk, hasn't come back yet. So if we talk to her twice, she will loan us... I don't love that nickname, Fairy Boy, but I suppose it's pretty accurate. What a thing for an adult to do, falling asleep outside the castle. I never knew if they were trying to imply that Talon was, you know, he'd been drinking or he's just lazy, I don't know. But we get the weird egg from Talon. And this starts the timer. So we're a little bit behind because if we had made it to Hyrule just before it turned nighttime, we could have gotten this from her the night before, or the evening before, and it'll hatch after about 24 hours. So once it's dawn of the next day, this thing will hatch, and we can go ahead and use it to wake up her father as we go ahead and sneak into the castle. But while we're killing some time, let me just show you that there is some money to be made outside here. Let's make a lefty jump. And yeah, if you hold the direction, you can get that rolling like they mentioned earlier, like that Deku Scrub mentioned. But let's do a hard right here. And there you go. You can get them both in one run, and there might be a third one, actually, if you can get that jump just right, like maybe doing a roll on top of that. But so now we're just killing some time. There's not much to do until we go into the castle as instructed, which will set up our quest in proper, so we can kill time on this side of town, or we can kill time on the other side of town where we met Malin. Make some more money in there if you like, but again, money is not going to be a concern of ours. We're going to be bummed at how often we're maxed out with our wallet. Our bigger wallet, by the way. Either of our bigger wallets. We're so spoiled. We're going to have 2 wallet upgrades over the course of this game. Alright, so we can go ahead and get in position, but again, not much to do until that egg hatches, because we do want to, or we need to, wake up her father, Talon, so that he can get out of our way so we can actually sneak into the castle. But to sneak past these guards, they're not too perceptive. They have very short-term vision. That sounds like a serious medical issue. Dead end. Until we got some bombs, that is certainly a dead end, but they're very nearsighted, is what I'm trying to say. We can go ahead with short-term vision, but... And then it's pretty much just about... you can hit different trees to find different things, but we'll point out the ones you gotta hit for the skulltulas at night. But yeah, just avoid the... what do you got, Nabby? Yeah. Yeah, she'll always tell you the next story point. And he is related to that, because as I said, we cannot get into the castle until he moves his slumbering butt out of the way. So, come back here and we can drop in by the moat. Just on the back side of these guards. Careful not to run out in front of them and get caught. They'll send you back out of that initial gate. There he is. Sleeping Talon, and we can't do a thing about it until he wakes up. Checks out. Our ranch is so fun. We can move these crates, but we need to put them right where he is, and that's where they'll kick you out if you get caught once we get inside the castle walls. Or the inner castle walls, I suppose. Have we already breached the outer castle walls? No, I guess not, but yeah, once you're inside, like the little Triforce right there. Fluff, I understand you have a fact related to the architecture in this game?
A fan of medieval architecture, Shigeru Miyamoto actually traveled to Germany and spent time observing and taking pictures of the half-timbered houses of Lower Franconia, as well as the castles of northern Bavaria, for designing the look of the buildings and castle in Hyrule Castle town, respectively.
You definitely wrote that off as a business expense. Thank you very much, Fluff. I do like the stationary animations that Nintendo puts in, like Mario laying down, eventually falling asleep, dreaming about different types of pasta. As we pointed out, our Video Games 101 class on Super Mario 64. Alright, sun's starting to come up. There we go, chicken hatch from the egg you're incubating. It's the miracle of life, so... Called a chicken, but... Okay, sure. Even though we always deal in Cuccos. What in tarnation? Can't a person get a little shut-eye right? You've been sleeping for like 24 hours. It's impressive. Yep, I'm Talon, the owner of Lon Lon Ranch. Went to the castle to deliver some milk, and then what? I guess that's what's in those crates. Gotta catch it from her now. It's sort of their version of Mario here in this game, Talon. With Ingo being sort of the, kind of the Waluigi, really, but I don't know, I always like to think of them as Mario and Luigi. Alright, so now we can move these crates into place. Slowly but surely, we're just a little kid. Takes a while. I always wondered if Talon was gonna catch some heat for this. When they see that the shipments of milk have been like knocked down. See, one is not enough to get you over there, so we do need both of these. Yeah, these crates of milk have been kind of moved in a very frustrating position. Like, as far as I know, in Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time physics, it's literally impossible to get that crate away from that position. So, if this was the delivery door that he had him propped up against, yeah, someone's not going to be too happy. So he might catch heck from whoever's in charge of receiving the milk supply here at the castle. I feel like they're all pretty kind at the moment, until there's going to be a change in ownership in the castle before too long. Spoiler alert. All right. So this is a fun part, just and it's pretty easy to just avoid these guards. Again, they are just as short-sighted, tunnel vision stricken as the guards outside. Just wait for them to make their moves. We can go around here. Like, he probably should have seen that, but that's fine. Don't be duped into grabbing what looks like 8 rupees there. Not worth it. Let's just slowly take our time. We can't move the camera right here, unfortunately, so this guy's a bit more tweaked up than the other guards. Hopefully they didn't hear a small child going, eh. And there's going to be a little opening here once this guy on the right, he tends to follow this guy a little bit closer, so that leaves open a gap for us. Do you need this much guard presence outside of the, like where I snuck in via the sewer system or whatever you want to call it, like the water outlet? Do you get that many people sneaking in? And on top of that, it doesn't say very much for these guards when like 10 of them can't, and these guys really like to bunch up on top of each other. They're good buddies. But just wait until they all start coming around here. Doesn't say much for these guys that, yeah, a small child duped all 10 of them, but pass through here. We'll be treated to a very long cutscene as we talk to Zelda and hear that Zelda lullaby melody here. Just lovely stuff. Who? Who are you? How did you get past the guard? It wasn't difficult in the least. You guys aren't hiring the best and the brightest, but when there's only 100 people in the entire game, I'd say that's a fair estimate. You only have so many guys to recruit. The pool's only so large. Sure do. I had a dream. In the dream, dark storm clouds were billowing. Should bust out the Java voice. It's murder on the voice. Followed by a fairy. That sounds a lot like me, actually. Thought you might be the one. Yeah, you probably don't get a lot of fairy boys visiting around these parts. I am Zelda, Princess of Hyrule. Is your name Professor with one S, because that's all the game would allow? Well, we're getting some backstory here. Fluff, I'm told you have a kind of a relevant fact as to where we are right now. What do you got?
There's a window to the left when you first enter Hyrule Castle's courtyard. If you fire your slingshot at the plant through the window, a guard will appear and shout, "Hey you, don't cause any trouble," and subsequently throw bombs at you. If you look through one of the other windows in the courtyard, you can clearly see pictures of Mario, Luigi, Peach, Yoshi, and Bowser.
How about that? Never tried that when I was a kid. I have to admit, I always just ran right up to Zelda, just like we did right here. Good call. It just looks like an Oscar. 3 Oscars. That's a pretty good haul, by the way. Who's got 3 Oscars right now? Frances McDormand? She have 3? Or she have 2? Oh well. Not my focus, obviously, but maybe Catherine Hepburn. She might have 4. Anyway, that's why you tuned in. If someone with an evil mind has this wish granted, this is consistent with the last game. I remember these lines. Paraphrasing, but that's about it. So the ancient sages built the Temple of Time to protect the Triforce from evil ones. That's right, the Temple of Time is the entrance through which you can enter the sacred realm from our world. But the entrance... Some good cinematography in this game. I know you think I'm being sarcastic here, but I like that shot. There's moments, little set pieces every now and then with... I don't know, when we're learning the Bolero of Fire is a great one. Ocarina of Time. Sure did, and I won't tell a soul. Forgot to tell you. I was spying through this window just now. The other element from my dream, the dark clouds. The man in black from the desert. Sure thing, nothing I'd rather do right now. The timing is perfect, too, because that's exactly when Ganondorf shows up. Can you see the man with the evil eyes? That's not his predominant feature, if you ask me. He's got one heck of a schnoz. And the turn and look always creep me out. Still gets me. Don't worry. He doesn't have any idea what we're planning yet. What are we planning? I wouldn't be too concerned about a couple kids either. Her dad didn't believe the dream. But I can sense that man's evil intentions. Yeah, he just kind of has that look. I hate to profile, but Ganondorf just looks kind of evil. In a general sense. And he wants to conquer Hyrule and the entire world. We're the only ones who can protect Hyrule. Mostly us. I think we're the ones... Okay. I don't believe you. I want to go back to sleeping in my tree house. Yeah, I don't think you're the one who's going to be going into any of these dungeons. Not anytime soon, at least. Wink, wink. You must not let Ganondorf get the Triforce. That always means in one of these games that he's going to get the Triforce, but then we'll get it back from him. But yes, we need to find the other 2 spiritual stones. Let's get the Triforce before Ganondorf does, and then defeat him. One more thing. Take this letter. I'm sure it'll be helpful to you. She just whipped that up right there. Wow. I've heard of speed reading, but speed writing. Wow, this letter has Princess Zelda's autograph. We will need that in the Kakariko Village in a little bit. But first, we got some business. We got... Oh, right. Well, we're not quite done here. Hi, Impa. Zelda's guardian. I am Impa of the Sheikahs. I am responsible. I always expect some sort of Eastern European. Impa's cool. We like Impa. A big new adventure from the minds of Nintendo. Alright, getting our first song here. As a lullaby ever since she was a baby. Mysterious power in these notes. It always goes great at open mic night. Memorize this song. Oh, she's just whistling it. I don't think I ever paid attention to that. Very simple. Left, up, right. I always try to play it in time with the rhythm. Bonus points if you do that. Let's say you get the 101% completion. I like how Link always has that little sway going when he's rocking out on that ocarina. Huh? This thing got a little bit heavier. What's that about? You learned Zelda's lullaby. Wait a second, can we just like play that next to her and she just passes out? Is it that powerful? Thanks, Impa. Let's do it. Let's begin this journey for real. She's got like her bike shorts on. Look at this beautiful land of Hyrule. Take a good look at that mountain. That is Death Mountain, home of the Gorons. I remember Shigeru Miyamoto talking very proudly. He's like, in a game like Zelda, we wanted to really just show what we could do, show what the 64 could do. You'd see a mountain distance. He was like, very proudly, you can go to that mountain. You will go to that mountain. Thank you, Mr. Miyamoto. We will, in time, go to that mountain. Only royal family members are allowed to learn this song. And well, she's like, oh, wait a minute, I should probably forget that in that case. All right. 2 stones to go. It's not necessary. It's not necessary at all. All right. Well, anyway. All right, so before we head to Kakariko and ultimately Death Mountain, let's make 20 bucks, obviously. They just restocked, and I'm not sure who's stocking the, that's the only problem. Sometimes you accidentally go into town. I'm not sure whose job it is to stock the drawbridge chains with 20 bucks, but let's grab this side as well. And hit our max of 99 because we're just a kid, and that's all we can be trusted with. 99 bucks, unfortunately. All right, so let's head to Lon Lon Ranch. I'm sure Malon and Talon will be grateful of our role in waking up her father and ruining their milk shipment. I'm sure there'll be no fallout from that. All right, is it getting dark already? The day-night cycle is very short in this game, but we should be able to make it. As long as you get it before you hear that howl, it'll treat it as if it's the middle of the day, so. The beautiful Lon Lon Ranch. There's Malon's song. Alright, so if you make your first left here, we'll find Talon and a fun little mini-game, which I find is much easier if you stash a bunch of these Cuccos chickens over in the corner here and kind of herd them back in with your feet. Because the game is this. As soon as we start, he's going to send those 3 Cuccos that are around him, 2 on the table, 1 in his lap for some reason, across the room. And the less ordinary Cuccos that are gumming up the works over here on the left, that's enough. The easier this game is going to be. Because you only have 60 seconds, I think, to do this, maybe 40 seconds. Right. Did I say that? I'm kind of on a quest to save Hyrule, but I guess I can play your chicken throwing game. Pick out these 3 special birds from among the normal Cuccos. Within the time limit, I'll give you something good in red. If you can't find them, I win. It'd be 10 rupees. 30 seconds, I misspoke. All right, so here are the super Cuccos. So 30 seconds is not a lot of time considering find that there's usually that first one on the corner there, and then these last 2, probably the farthest ones away. There we go. And then I hate rolling when I don't mean to. Get that out of that trash Cucco out of the way. It's probably the one in the back. Note that they go no. Oh, okay. Getting a little worried there. So yes, much more difficult when the room is teeming with Cuccos. Super and otherwise, so that's a nice little way to cheat. We'll take all the shortcuts we can get here in Ocarina of Time. Sure, we'll marry Malon. I was just kidding. Why would you offer? That's a weird thing to offer. Yeah, you're the one that made it weird. I'm proud to present you a sample of our very own Lon Lon milk. You'll be energized the moment you drink it. I don't care so much about the milk, but I do care about the bottle which it is housed in. We just got our first bottle here in Ocarina of Time. Very important for storing stuff once we empty that bottle. Bugs are going to be very important. Fairies can be stored in there. Medicines, which I never really have time for, but bugs for sure. I love the animation of when he drinks it too. He drinks it like he's he's just had a hard day in the coal mine or something, and it's his hard cider at the end of his shift. But that is Gold Skulltula number 6 right there in that tree. Grab it. And let's go in and talk to Malin and learn maybe our second tune here on the ocarina. Almost pronounce it ocarina, like Macarena. Very big song in the 90s. It's the fairy boy again. You know me. Did you see the princess? I sure did. Introduce you to my friend, fairy boy. She's this horse. Her name is Epona. Isn't she cute? We love Epona. She doesn't love us yet. But if we play a familiar song, my mother composed this song. Isn't it nice? Let's sing together. I don't have to sing. I've got an ocarina. So pull out the ocarina next to her. Up, left, right. Yep. I may have forgotten 90% of what I learned in high school, but I will never forget that the Lon Lon Ranch theme, Epona's song, specifically, is up, left, right. Ingrained in my brain. This might be the best song on the ocarina. Speaking of which, what's your favorite song here in Ocarina of Time? Leave a comment. Is that owl? Even the owl loves the Epona's song. Aw, Epona's following us around now. She loves us. That's nice. She's grown fond of you, fairy boy. So, doesn't seem like much right now, but that will pay dividends much later on in the game. Alright. Well, now, if we stop off, we can go see Ingo / Luigi / Waluigi? I don't... Yeah, he's tweaked Luigi. I don't know. I feel like he and Mito would have a lot in common. They should hang out. He could definitely be Ingo's son. Mito. So you'll find the cows. Whenever you find a cow after you learn the Lon Lon Ranch tune, play the up, left, right, up, left, right. And... well, first the cow will talk. Perfect English. But more importantly, it will make milk for us, but we need to have an open container. Empty container, excuse me. Open container sounds like a traffic stop gone horribly wrong, so. But yeah, if you need some milk at any point, you can pound that. Play that, and then get the milk, and then pound it. There you go. Alright, at this point, we grab a couple rupees from this tree. And once night descends on Hyrule Field, we can pop back in and grab Skulltula number 7, Gold Skulltula number 7. You can actually hear another one which we can't get right now because it's a little bit too high. Yeah, I have confidence in my backwards flip, but not that much confidence. So we'll have to wait until we can get something to grab that one. There's actually another one on the, I guess, in terms of the map, on the western side of the map here, which we also cannot reach. But we can reach this one. So we're going to grab it right now. This is Gold Skulltula number 7 here in Ocarina of Time. And mind the birds, they're very aggressive here in Lon Lon Ranch at night. But cut back here to this stone building, and we can actually grab ourselves our second heart piece as well. Tucked away in the corner here. Get some more milk if you want it, but... so to get this one, you gotta pull this one. It's a little tricky. I don't think you're meant to get it this easily. I think you're meant to like move these boxes a lot more, but I've found if you pull this one just once and then go into this corner, for whatever reason it just drops you underneath and it like creates a lip right here. I guess there is just a lip right there, but anyway, go through that little hole right there. Grab yourself a heart piece, number 2. Crawl back out. So we're halfway to our first additional heart, which we're getting from those heart pieces. So now let's exit back out. And now at this point, there's a little bit more gathering which we can get before we head to Kakariko in the northeast quadrant of Hyrule. The one that we will be looking for is, I guess the next one is in Gerudo Valley. I gotta say, I always pronounced this one Gerudo Valley as a kid, but I realize, I think because just there's no J sound in Japanese language, so I think it is Gerudo, but I'm curious how everyone pronounces that, and I'm trying to get better. I'm a recovering Gerudo pronouncer all those years, but try to stick with Gerudo for the purposes of this, but so Gerudo Valley is pretty much straight west from here. Need to go up and around, ignoring the baddies. Nothing in it for us. Love the calmness of the nights here in Hyrule Field. Skeletons and baddies trying to kill us aside. It's very peaceful. It's difficult to make it from one side of the map to the other without the day-night cycle changing on you. Hey, there's our buddy again. Wait up, buddy. Ooh, you're going out of order there, Professor. Full rich waters. Gerudo Valley is a hideout of thieves. It doesn't seem like it. It seems like you're judging every move that I make. No matter how hard it is, just don't get discouraged. And I can't remind you enough how difficult this is going to be for you, this journey. Really painful, too. You're going to get stabbed, burned, concussed from rolling in the trees. Love the little, like, boo-like laugh right there. Yes, up and around, and we're gonna need to pound this milk, because I'm gonna need this bottle here in a second to house some bugs, because we can get some gold skulltulas by dropping some bugs in some soft soil here in Ocarina of Time. 9 to be exact over the course of this game. So there is the Gerudo folks. We're not going to mess with them right now. Oh, brah. Right on. So open, I say open, I love this. Just pounded that milk. Like you just got out of the salt mines. Ah. Makes me laugh. All right, there's some bugs underneath one of these rocks. That one, to be precise, but just run over and grab a bug, and that face he makes when he grabs that bug in the in the jar just looks like a nasty little kid that likes to abuse bugs, like, you know, melt them with a magnifying glass over an anthill or something. Just, it's how serial killers get started, essentially. But grab this Cucco, and there's a lot we can get from this one Cucco. First, jumping off this bridge to the right here, and head towards the waterfall, just holding up the entire time. I kind of let off the stick a little bit, but there's plenty of drop time here. And then behind the falls, as you slowly drop down here, and I'm going to try to keep this Cucco, but it's not the worst. It's not the end of the world, I should say, if we drop it. But this is heart piece number 3 here in Ocarina of Time, behind the falls here in Gerudo Valley. And yeah, the Cucco just jumped off. That's all right. We can still get over here to the right. So kind of swim over here. You can tap E to swim a little bit faster for what it's worth, but just a reminder. But here in the distance, you'll find a random Gerudo person guarding a cow, which you can get some milk from for what it's worth, but why did you come all the way down here? What? You were just about to ask me the same thing? No, I wasn't. I'm incapable of asking anything, ma'am. Make the best of things. All right, well, I will by dropping my bug right next to this hole. All right, so as soon as we let the bug out, use that bottle once again, and you can recapture your bugs. I'm telling you, serial killers. But a gold Skulltula will pop out of the hole right there. Darn it. And we can't click through this with B for whatever reason. But this is gold Skulltula number 8 right here. Here down in Gerudo Valley. Yeah, somehow the bugs managed... Son of a... Somehow the bugs managed to multiply in my jar. I'm not sure how that works. But anyway. Alright, so now we unfortunately need to work our way back around to Gerudo Valley again to grab one more heart piece here. So this is going to empty out into Lake Hylia. Where there's actually another... There's a gold Skulltula we can get. There's one on the side of the building, which we can't get right now, right there. We need the boomerang for that, but there is one we can get. It's just a ways here. And how do you tell the owl we don't want to talk to him? I guess you just don't talk to him, actually. I was curious now. Come a long way to get up here? Actually, I came down here, but look at the map subscreen sometimes. It does look, yeah, unpolluted. Ah. The infamous dreaded water temple. Can't wait for that part. That is true of the stuff of legend, the water temple, but one thing at a time. Okay. Do you have business there? So there's one of his little shortcuts. He'll take you back to the castle. He'll also take you back from the top of Death Mountain to Kakariko Village. So that's useful until we have a proper way to teleport around Hyrule. But the gold Skulltula I was referring to is out here on this island. You can see it right there. It's a ways. But here we go, gold Skulltula number 9. Here in Lake Hylia, out here on this little island. But we can get one more around here in the same way as we did in Gerudo Valley by going ahead and dropping our bugs in the hole here. We got the fishing game over here as well. Let's stop off here, actually. I used to burn hours at a time fishing here at the fishing pond where time does move. That's how I know how much time I spent here. The day and night. Well, rub it in, why don't you? That's true. No rumble for you. Is that a soup knot? Was that a Seinfeld reference? Alright, in a bit of a repurposing from his normal role, let's go to Blaze for some tips on the fishing minigame here in Ocarina of Time.
Alright, here is my fishing guide for the Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time to ensure that you always land a lunker in this fishing minigame. First, note that the biggest fish is always near the middle of the pond, specifically by that log. You can target that fish if you stand a little bit more easily if you stand near the creek or on the log itself. Don't go too far out on the log, you'll spook that fish, but note that, that fish is animated a little bit bigger than the rest. You should be able to tell the difference, so when you're going ahead and targeting, that certainly helps. But you want to cast and then reel it back until your lure is near that fish. At this point, you want to tap that stick to move it slightly, kind of get that fish interested. If you don't get a bite after a couple seconds, move that stick again slightly. If the fish leaves, loses interest, go ahead, reel it in, cast it once again. Again, it helps if you have it targeted. It's admittedly a lot easier to get a bite when you're a kid versus the adult version of the game, but once you got it on the line, never let go of that A button. You want to hold down that stick and alternate left and right. This will help tire out that fish. If you got the rumble pack going, you should feel the vibration. If it gets too intense, that means your line's about to break, so maybe ease off it. If you don't have the rumble pack, make it a point to alternate holding and then releasing that stick every few seconds to ensure you don't snap that line. And if the big fish that you want gets away, gotta exit and return. It will disappear from the pond, but there you go, my tips on landing a lunker, a prize-worthy lunker, here in the Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time's fishing game.
All right, thank you very much, Blaze. Great tips. You can wrestle with a fish for a good 2 minutes once you're an adult when you're fishing. This one's given us some last-minute fits here. Come on, tire yourself out. There you go. You know it's a good fish when it's as big as Professor. It's a real lunker, heck yeah. I like we show up, just this child, and immediately, on his second cast, just obliterates the pond record by almost 100%, so destroyed it. Maybe 70-some percent, but it's healthy. Look at that pathetic fish in the tank. Today's your Freedom Day, tank fish, and it's your imprisonment day, other soon-to-be tank fish. I feel kind of bad. This fish is going to be here for 7 years, but there you go. Piece of Heart, number 4 here in Ocarina of Time, courtesy of, and we got to replace her, give him back the extra lure thing. Doesn't apply until we're adults, but that's all he ever wants to talk about. You'd think us being his only customer, he'd have more to say, but there you go. Care of the fishing, and we can see it now, proudly on display for the next 7 years. The Angler Professor. I love it. All right, so let's go ahead and grab our 10th Gold Skulltula, which will set us up perfectly for once we head to Kakariko Village. And actually, while we're here, we can play the song for the scarecrows as well. You'll see a pair of scarecrows here. This is Pierre. Yeah, my name is Pierre, the Wandering Scarecrow. Actually, I wish I could wander to look for soul-moving sounds, but I'm kind of stuck here. So talk to the other scarecrow in the front, Banuru. Banuru, the scarecrow musical genius. So bust out that ocarina. Play a tune on me. So make it something that you can remember. Left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right is sort of my jam. I also like going clockwise from up, right, down, left, up, right, down, left. Again, just something you can remember. You can't do notes back to back, so it can't just be like all right notes or all left notes. It has to be some variation, so that's how you do that. So another one of those things, what seems like a waste of time right now, but it's going to come back into play later. Oh, Saria saved. We told her we're going to save Hyrule. That's Navi's way of saying, why are you fishing? And what are we doing? We're going everywhere except where they told us to go. But drop your bugs right here. And once again, hit down C or whatever you have it mapped to grab a bug. And God bless them, they just keep multiplying in there. But this will spit out our 10th Gold Skulltula overall here in Ocarina of Time. So that's a very important checkpoint for us in the Gold Skulltula business. as we can, once we are ready to head to Kokiri. But we're just going to make one last pit stop at Gerudo Valley and grab that other heart piece. Get started on our second heart. Yeah, 10% down with the gold skulltulas. So many things we still can't... God. Do you have anything else going on, Owl? I mean, to be fair, Link/Professor's journey all around Hyrule is objectively the most interesting thing that's happening right now, so... We just talked from there. I'm worried about your memory. Zoras, you live all the way upstream. Guard the sunken temple at the lake's bottom. There you go. Yeah, it's a little weird how... Because if you go up Zora River, which is on the eastern part of Hyrule Field, and then go even further up, north and east, you'll get to Zora's Domain. But then that somehow connects back to Lake Hylia? Doesn't make a lot of sense. I guess you're just going through the waterways, that's how they explain that away, but... Anyway. Mind the giant pineapple baddie there. Blanking on its proper name in the moment, but there's nothing in it for us. Boomerang works well on it, but we're not trying to mess with it. Money's not a problem. Now he's over there. Good lord. Don't stop me. If we hug this wall, maybe he won't stop us. Alright. There we go. That owl gets around, let me tell you. Alright. So, one more heart to get, and then we will finally head up to, Kakariko Village. Well, we might stop. So there's a gold Skulltula on the wall there, but we can't get it. Gotta wait till we get that handy-dandy boomerang. So grab this Cucco here, and if you look over the ledge, you will see on this left side of the bridge, you'll see... Epona/Vespa, and you will see... Right there, in that crate. You have just enough lift via the Cucco. There you go. And then roll into this crate right here. And get yourself heart piece number 5 here in Ocarina of Time. On this little cliff, little ledge. We are a brave little kid. I tell you, good lord. Doesn't think twice about diving headfirst from that height into the water, but it is water, to his credit. Alright, so... Given that it's... kind of, day is dawning here, I think if we head back to the Kokiri Village, we'll be getting in around nighttime, and there's a couple more Skulltulas to grab there, so... Let's knock it out now. We could probably put it off, but... It's not completely out of the way. So let's do that. Can't climb over that fence right there, so we just have this handy-dandy ladder. There's one on the, if we follow this ledge around and then to the left, there's another ladder if you want to get into Lake Hylia, for what it's worth, but that's how you get back in. If you're not going down the Gerudo waterway path, that is. A lot of open holes in Hyrule Field, not a lot, but, and plus plenty more that we can make. Not always worth our time. We'll obviously be pointing out the ones which are worth our time. Yeah, it is on the way, since we're coming in from the southwest. We will kind of stop off and just grab a couple more gold Skulltulas back in Kokiri Village. Assuming you get there at night. Don't go out of your way to get there if day is dawning when you're walking by there, but for our purposes, this should work out just fine. I'm imagining we're going to hear that howl just as we're about to cross the threshold back into the Kokiri Village, but we'll see. It's not sunset yet, so I'm starting to doubt myself, but waiting for that sky to change into that beautiful sun-kissed orange. Not sponsored. I don't think that... Yeah, he's not going to make his way around the side. Alright, well, yeah, the sun's about to go down. We'll wait just a couple seconds. Beautiful. And the sunspots there, reflection, everything. Just lovely. Lovely camera work. Courtesy of Professor right there, but let's wait for that howl. Because, again, time stops in the Kokiri Village. There you go. Walking right into that guy. It is lovely at night as well. The fireflies. Lightning bugs, as I would refer to them as, but it depends on the part of the country. But check back behind this house right here. And I can't get over. I think we can like backflip back here. There you go. Then you got Skulltula, Gold Skulltula number 11 here in the Kokiri Village at night behind. I think this is, we gotta backflip into it. I think this is the Know-It-All Twins' house. And then we've got one more which we can get in the same method which we got the last, two of the last few, which is planting a seed outside of the item shop. Kind of on that back right side of the item shop here. There you go. All right. And drop some bugs here and then scoop them back up. But this will produce Gold Skulltula number 12 here in Ocarina of Time. Tasty. There it is. All right. Now let's finally go to Kakariko Village. I think we've worn out the number of things which we can do, so. Yeah, it's so great. Again, you see the fairy well before you see the actual Kokiri child. Ah. Is that Mito? I don't know. I would have made that sound if it was Mito regardless, but alright. So now the Kakariko Village is due north from here. Just kind of hug the wall of Hyrule Field, if you will. Past Lake, or Zora River, which is to the right. Yeah, I'm gonna play Magic Sword. Yeah, I remember playing that in the arcade back in the day in the, what was the truck stuff? So that is Zora River right there. We're not quite ready for that. That's a good place to spend some money, let me tell you. We will be dropping a lot of money there over the course of our childhood. It seemed like an addiction, honestly. Like seeing the torches lit at night there at the castle. Did you do a class on Magic Sword? Great arcade title. All the different +1s you can get in your party by rescuing them. And let's wait for the sun to come up here. There's a lot of stuff which we can do during the day. Kakariko Village, Death Mountain Trail. Like seeing that drawbridge go down too. Lovely Kakariko Village. And that same theme that we had in Link to the Past. It's so relaxing. One of my favorite pieces in this game. Courtesy of Mr. Koji Kondo. So grab this first Cucco once you show up here in Kakariko Village, as we need to collect all 7 of them, and No reason to go out of our way more than we need to. It's a Cucco lady. So throw that first one in the pen, grab this one, and if you hit this at just the right angle, you can land on the railing of this right here. Not that fence over on the right, but just the railing right there. There you go. And then you can toss this one over the side. We'll grab that in a second, but this is the only way to get back here right now. Grab this Cucco. This is number 3, I guess, overall. And we got number 4 on top of, at the top of this ladder here. And we can fly down with Cucco number 4. And we're going to use it to get to Cucco number 5 over here. Just toss them all over the edge. Alright, so now all the Cuccos in tough-to-reach spots have been addressed, taken care of, so now it's just about throwing them all in the pen. And then there's 2 more hidden ones, which are not hidden necessarily. One of them's hidden, but yeah, it's easy enough to get. As is number 7, which is at the north side of the village. Just about cleaning up all those Cuccos that we were just putting in the area of play, the field of play, if you will, earlier on. Alright. This is, I think, number 5 still that we tossed earlier. Number 6 is in that crate, which is just beyond where we grabbed this one, outside of that one building. And once you gather the 7th, they form the mighty Voltron to defend all of Hyrule. Man in Black won't know what hit him. But yeah, you can hear it making its Cucco noise through the crate right there. You'd think it'd be happy to be liberated, but it was a little wary there at first. But it'll do the same thing after you pick one up or throw it. Every time it'll freak out and run away from you a little bit, but that's going to be kind of annoying. There we go. One more. The last one is at the north side. I don't think I missed one down here. I think there's one just bumbling and stumbling about at the top of the stairs. Just keep hearing a lot of their sounds. I think it'd be in a jar or something. I feel like there was a Cucco in a jar in Link to the Past. I'm not sure they do that in this one. I'm gonna make a tricky jump. We can get on top of that roof before we are an adult and get ourselves a heart piece, but we're just gonna hold off until we... And there's number 7. Thank you for finding my Cuccos. I have allergies, so I get goosebumps when I... Well, then why do you have 7 Cuccos? Fine glass. There you go. There's bottle number 2 for us. I think I was a kid, I had a crush on Cucco Lady. Thought she was cute. Alright, now finally entering the Gold Skulltula house. And this is where we can, or the House of Skulltula, excuse me. And this is where we can redeem the many Skulltulas that we've collected. We look like this because the spider's curse, obviously. Since you've destroyed 12 spiders of the curse is starting to weaken. Did the kids who return to normal give you any rewards? He's like, they better. The only way to become very rich is to destroy as many spiders as possible. Have to hunt at night. Yeah, a lot of them only come out at night. Soft soil, we've grabbed a few of those so far. Alright, so the first guy is over here, back to his normal form. He's so happy. And he will give us the very important adult's wallet. And I love this description. Adults are allowed to carry a lot of money. Now you can hold 200 rupees. I don't know why that gets me so much. Adults are allowed to carry a lot of money. Something about just the view of the world as a child, I think, but that's fantastic. We got the adult wallet, so we can now max out at 200 bucks. All right, so at this point, now that we've got the big wallet, we can make some money right away, actually, by dropping down in this hole here, which might not have even seen a second ago, but you know, let's drag this Cucco down with us, too. Well, that makes me laugh, too. And there you go. Grab yourself a 20 spot. It's not great. For all the effort, it's not great. Don't worry, we'll be getting much, much more, but just wanted to point that out. All right. Well, now Granny's potion shop closed. Going for a field study, she says. All right. Taking it out on that wall right there that we can cust ourselves on. All right, so we can go ahead and talk to this guard that's blocking the way to Death Mountain, the trail. We can brandish the note, which Zelda wrote to us. He won't really take it seriously, but he'll let us pass nonetheless because, well, that's kind of funny. I appreciate his genuine his realistic reaction to this note. No, I'm a child. Yeah. They don't teach a lot of reading in the Kokiri Village, despite the fact that, wait, I can read, and there are a lot of signs in the Kokiri Village. But anyway, go in your inventory and assign the note. Let's see, okay. This is Professor. He is under my orders to save Hyrule. And this is a very natural response to reading that note. What kind of game is the princess up to now? Mr. Hero. But he will open the gate for us. That's the important thing. By the way, Mr. Hero, if you're gonna climb Death Mountain, you should equip a proper shield. It is an active volcano, after all. It's good advice. So he will put in a good word for us. Well, I guess if we drop his name, they'll give us a discount. I think it's a random number. It could be like 20, 30, 40 rupees, but we can get one for free quite easily, actually. And he'll ask us to do him a favor. We're going to do the mask quest a little bit later. We're going to knock it all out at once for the most part, but I understand. Yeah, you're here 24 hours a day. If you don't feel like it, that's okay. Well, I have no choice. This is my job, sigh. It's making me really feel it for him. Alright. So, let's kill some time until nighttime. I want to head into that graveyard and grab ourselves that special shield. The Hylian Shield, Hylian Shield, however you want to pronounce it. We get it for free, though, by going into the graveyard. No need to waste our hard-earned cash. No need to pop open that adult-sized wallet, right? So you can hear there's a gold Skulltula behind this wall right here. We can't open it till we get some bombs, which we'll be getting not too far off, actually. Sometimes my love of the jump attack costs me some hearts, but just so fun, especially when you're targeting something. You get into like a battle with a Stalfo or a Wolfo or any of the foes. Alright, this might take a while. Maybe we should speed this up a little bit, just in the interest of making this a bit more interesting. Alright, so once night settles, we can head and grab ourselves another gold Skulltula. Another reason we wanted to wait until night. So this is number 13 for us. And there's 4 more to be grabbed here at night. This is a very profitable stage of our journey, to quote Magic Carpet 2, for no apparent, for no real reason. Use your slingshot to grab number 14 overall here in the Kakariko Village. Climb the ladder here, and this guy's thinking, man, this kid gets results. This kid's gonna save Hyrule. No one's gonna believe me. Sounds like Sideshow Bob after he gets smacked by a rake. But roll into this tree for Gold Skulltula number 15. And there's 2 more to be found. This guy's just creepy and thinks everyone's disgusting. People are disgusting. My own parents are disgusting. You must be disgusting too. Alright. Can't argue with that. We will find number 16 on the, actually on the side of the Skulltula house here on the bottom. That's Gold Skulltula number 16 here in Ocarina of Time. And then the final one to be found here in Kakariko Village. Not the graveyard, mind you, but the village is, may have seen it right there on the construction materials there on the side of those bricks. And I appreciate the use of stereo sound here, and if we climb up, we can... It's very useful for identifying the exact location of said Gold Skulltulas. And there's number 17. Yeah, it kind of killed me not being able to do the jump attack on that Gold Skulltula. Alright, heading into the graveyard now, where we can get some more sweet loot. We can get the Sun Song, which I'm actually going to hold off on. A, because it's not that important right now, but B, I'm going to come back when we have Din's Fire, even though that doesn't really matter, but that's what timestamps are for. Alright, so this is Dompe. Is it Dompe? Dompe. I always want to say Dante, but it's clearly Dompe. Let me give you an advertisement for my side business. Dompe the Gravekeeper's heart-pounding grave-digging tour. What's going to come out? What's going to come out? Probably a corpse, a decaying corpse. If you want to see a decaying corpse, if you want to see this disfigured man dig up a decaying corpse, pay me 10 rupees. Alright, so the reason we want him to do this over the soil parts, and we'll come back to this in just a second. Let's grab ourselves the Hylian Shield here. Hylian. Your pronunciation of choice, I can only apologize. Pull that gravestone there. And there you go. How about that? We're too young to properly use this shield, but there's 2 reasons to use this shield. And we're going to equip it right now. One, we can protect ourselves kind of from falling debris from the volcano in a moment. But, alright, so we might speed this up too for the interest of interest. But eventually, we're going to have him dig up a number of these soft soil areas here. And it's randomized every time. And eventually, yes, we can drop our bugs here at this soft soil. Different type of soft soil, mind you. Don't forget to recapture your bugs. Or PSA. But out will pop Gold Skulltula number 18. And that's a bad whiff. There we go. Again, Navi's like, what the heck are we doing? We're supposed to be saving Hyrule. Alright, so we're going to speed this up because one of these will lead Dompe to dig up a heart piece for us. Right there. Alright, we lucked out. It's the second one. But there you go. That is heart piece number 6 here in Ocarina of Time, found in the graveyard by having Dompe dig up graves at random. The only other thing to do here is to get that Sun Song. We will double right back once we got the Din's Fire, just to show you can get a little something extra when you're in there, but there you go. If you want to grab it now, go to the headstone in the back, play Zelda's Lullaby, and kill the enemies and head on through and grab yourself the melody. Just watch out for the re-deads, those creepy guys that, well, there will be time to talk about them. And that's a bad miss. Where do I know that from? I always think Drago's cut, and it's a bad cut, Rocky 4. No, it's Mitchell and Webb, that's what it is. And that's a bad miss. There we go. Alright, so we're working our way up. Highly recommend that Mitchell and Webb look, by the way, for anyone who's Anglophile. So you got a Goron out there hanging out. We're going to ignore him for the time being. We can actually easily get ourselves a heart piece right here before we're meant to. Cute little Goron sounds. Got another a wall that we need to bomb to gain the treasure there. I think it's just some cash in that case. All right, so this is a little tricky. We need to Z target, but what would Saria say? I don't know. I don't care. Right now. So if we Z target kind of just beyond, I'm trying to show it. There's a heart piece down there. We can't pick this up yet, but if we do this, all right, there you go. Z target, so you're not like targeting something and then walk to the corner and then do a backflip, and this will drop you right where you need to be for heart piece number 7 here in Ocarina of Time. Again, one that we should probably get much later on in the game by using some magic beams. Yes, that will be a thing, but for the time being, I want it now. I want every advantage we can possibly get. So, with that heart piece in hand, we press on now to the Goron City. Where there's more good stuff to get. As if that was in doubt. Goron City. Alright, so not much to do here right now. Just drop off the ledge here and drop down to the bottom and do that little roll move right there. And come to the little rug here and play the Zelda Lullaby. Show that we're a friend of the king and the royal family. And they'll let you in, and we'll meet the leader of the Gorons, Darunia. You can see why he's the leader. He is appreciably more cut than the rest of the Goron race. He's the only one who works out in the entire city. No one's gonna challenge this guy. Now I'm really angry. Get out of my face now. Are you asking why I'm in such a bad mood right now? Kinda? Alright, so he's got a whole laundry list of grievances. But this is a Goron problem, not a fairy boy problem. Alright. It may seem like I was about to smack Darunia with a stick, but we want to pull it out to light it from that torch. And then light these other torches. And I'm going to just put it away before that burns out on me. Hate wasting Deku sticks. Easy as they are to come by. And I don't know why Link feels the need to match the giant pot. But that will be useful a little bit later. You can bomb through here to get to the store. This is the, he's got bombs, but he won't sell them to you. He says they're not in stock. These are just like display models. I think that's literally what he says. I don't know. Guy doesn't want to make any money, apparently. That's the game's subtle way of saying you don't get bombs until you get them in the Dodongo's Cavern. I can respect that, but light your Deku stick and do some rolls to get up here, because it's one of the more difficult torches to light just because of the limited time that they give you. with your lit Deku sticks before they burn out. But come back here, light those bombs, and you'll hear a familiar tune playing back here. Here we are in the Lost Woods. Oh, God. So I was hoping to get some little reprieve from this guy, but he's back. After going through the Lost Woods, you will come upon the Sacred Forest Meadow. Shh, what's that? I can hear a mysterious tune. I actually like this puzzle right here. You're courageous, you will make it through the forest just fine. Just follow your ears and listen to the sounds coming from the forest, hoot hoot. It's good advice. Let's follow it. Let's use our ears here. Alright, so sounds coming from the left channel. Let's go left. Once again coming from the left channel. Let's once again go left. Straight ahead. You can get close enough for without going through, in case you're not sure. Sometimes you're like, is that sound coming from the left or the right or forward? You can get close enough and it will reveal itself to you, but that's the path right there. I mean, just follow the music. Give you the shortcut a little later on, but our first Wolfo. Easy way to fight these guys, which is not nearly as much fun, is just to let them stab at you like that and then go in for a jump attack and take them out with one hit, but that's the easy way. So our camera is a little bit limited here. It's not as, should probably have the Deku shield out since I can't put the bigger shield out in front of me, but I don't mind getting smacked around. We're all right. We can't change our camera here. Yeah, it's not as scary as when you're adult Link coming back through here and you have those giant guys charging. As soon as they see you, they shout out very loudly. That'll be fun. Anyway, cut through, and she made us come a long way to learn her song. Gotta say. Malin gave it to us right away, the Lon Lon Ranch theme, but not Saria. Saria, not sorry. I've been waiting for you, Professor. Couldn't have met back at my house or something? My secret place. This place will be very important to both of us someday. That's what I feel. If you play the ocarina here, you can talk with the spirits. Would you like to play the ocarina with me? Don't do it. Oh, what a weird choice. Another one which is ingrained in my brain. Down, right, left, down, right, left. I say that, and watch me forget it later on. Yeah, man. Most danceable tune, I would say, in this game. I don't think that's... Although I do love waltzing to the Song of Storms. Don't forget this song. I'll sing another one. Ocarina's getting pretty full now. What is that, 3 songs? A few more coming. When you want to hear my voice, play Saria's song. You can talk with me anytime. She'll kind of give you tips on where to go next. Kind of like Navi on demand. Navi just checks in every now and then to guilt you about what you're not doing, but still kind of points you in the right direction. So I guess the game was trying to get us to come to the Lost Woods before we went to Death Mountain, but we do have that shortcut, and you can drop in. Take the ladder up here, speaking of shortcuts, to get back to the other side, but drop in here for the fairy's fountain. And we do have our empty bottle. Let's go ahead and enslave a fairy. Let's call it for what it is, right? Just looks like a nasty little child when he makes that face. Like he kicks the dog when no one's watching. I'm worried about you, Link/Professor. Let's not use more than we need, though. Alright, so yeah, it's a little shortcut since we can take the tops of this area just to cut through here now. Save ourselves some time. Time again does not move, does not change in the Lost Woods, same as the Kokiri Village, for what it's worth. Alright. He got me coming and going. Come on, man. Yes, Mom. There may be some other mysterious songs like this that you can learn in Hyrule. This is my third one. Haven't you? You of all owls should know. You've been stalking me this entire game. You should know that I'm on my third song already. Even when a score is not displayed like this. Hoot, 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 hoot. What? No. Leave us alone. We have Fluff for your job. And his facts are more interesting. Alright, so there is a shortcut back to the, well, out of the Lost Woods first, back to the Kokiri Village, the forest. But, back in the Lost Woods, actually, let's go left here, and we'll find Skull Kid, who has a big role in the next game, actually. Anyone play Majora's Mask? So hop up on this log, pull out your ocarina, and play Saria's tune. And this is one of the easiest heart pieces you will ever get in this game. We should be friends. Man, you know, Saria's got good vibes when you just play her song and someone's like, let's be friends. But there you go, that is heart piece number 8 here in Ocarina of Time. Playing Saria's tune for the Skull Kid. So pop on that DQ shield as we go to the opposite side, and we got some more. We got another Skulltula we can grab here by dropping some bugs. Yeah, this owl definitely has more masculine eyebrows than Cedric of King's Quest V fame. Most owls do. Most everything does. More masculine than that owl. But kill this gold Skulltula here in the Lost Woods to the left of Skull Kid, and this is number 19 for us. We're about ready to head back to the Kakariko Village and get ourselves another prize. But while we're here, head to the opposite side here, and you'll find a DQ scrub. Just enough space to put some distance between us here. Give him a smack with his own DQ nut. Send it back. There you go. What's money for if not to spend? So this will be an upgrade to our DQ stick count. It'll also top off our DQ stick count at 20, which is nice. So now we pretty much don't have to worry about DQ sticks for the rest of the game. We'll get another upgrade as well later on, but 20 is more than enough if you're using them right. But now we don't have to sweat the timer on the flames anymore, not as much. I can see Cedric getting on us about every little thing. Link, I'm not sure that's a union-approved boomerang. I'd love to see that. Speaking of, well, not the boomerang, but the slingshot. If you get 3 bullseyes on here, which we'll do in just a moment. Yeah, this is, alright. You might want to get a pen and paper out for this one. This requires a lot of memory. I'm going to go ahead and write these down. They'll play increasingly lengthy melodies, which you'll have to repeat back for them. But unlike when you learn a melody, they won't give you the notes. So, I'm like, really? And if you play the wrong note, it starts over from the top. But I promise you, once we finish this, it will be well worth it. Yeah, this is a glorified Simon Says right here. Up, A, down. I can at least remember 3 notes. My memory hasn't gotten that bad. Up, A, down, up. Up, A, down, up. Up, A, down, up, right. A, down, right. Right. Just keep adding on to it. Now you think you're done, you're thinking, alright, well that wasn't too bad. And then you see what they give you, and they're like, alright, that was very bad. So now they're going to add on one extra note. This is going to end with 6 this time. Let's see if I can get away. I really should write these down. Right, left, up. Right. A. Right, left, up, A. Okay. It's the I'm going on a picnic and I'm taking, and you gotta add something on each time, and first person that forgets what they're taking on the picnic, then add the down onto that, is the one who has to, it's the loser, I don't know, whatever. And then a right on the end of that. Right, left, up, A, down, right. Right, up, A, down, right. It's getting better. It's getting richer. Yes, only because I know what the ultimate prize is. Good lord, fellas. Can we just skip to round 4? Right, left, A. Simple enough. So far, I haven't had to write any of these down. Quite pleased. Right, left, A, down. Right, left, A, down. Right, left, A, down, right. Down, right. What are we adding? Going on a picnic and I'm taking, ooh. Right, left, A, down, right, left. Right, left, A, down, right, left. When you repeat it like that, that's not too bad. Right, left, A, down, right, left. Down, okay, right, left, A, down, right, left. Alright, maybe it's just 3 rounds of it. Alright, this is for all the marbles, by which you mean a heart piece. Down, right, okay. Right, down, right, left, down, right. Alright. Yeah, we don't need that cognitive test after all. The memory test, at least. Piece of heart. Collect 4. Alright, so there is number 9. Playing the Skull Kids game here in the Lost Woods. Heart piece number 9. And yeah, if you pull out your... It's 3 bullseyes. We're going to be coming back here many times. Alright, so the Goron entrance, and let's just knock this out. It's not moving or anything, so it's not difficult, and a DQ scrub will reward you. You're a DQ businessman. A business scrub, whatever they like to be called. What do I get for that? Cool, you're great. You scored 3 perfect balls. It wasn't moving, my man. We knocked out the archery range on the first try. Oh, heck yeah. Not like that he spit it at us, but there you go. Bigger DQ seed bullet bag. Again, not necessary, but there's the max on that at 50. DQ seed bullet bag. And the Goron City entrance is right through here next to with the giant granite gate right there. Alright, so now that we got Saria's tune, we can go see Darunia again and rock his socks off. Anything off the top row. So we win. So play Saria's tune. And one of the more fun little cutscenes here. Darunia just dances like nobody's watching. I love it. Even Navi's getting in on it. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's going nuts. Lovely to see. Oh. Oh, oh. Come on, come on, come on. Hot. That's a great shot right there through the flames. As I'm saying, like, great cinematography. Yahoo! What a nice tune. To sum up, what a nice tune. Man, they should bottle that. Saria could make a killing. Try Saria's tune. Ask your doctor about Saria's tune. Wouldn't be much of a secret anymore, but yes, we want the Spiritual Stone of Fire, also known as the Goron's Ruby. It's our race's hidden treasure, but hold on. I'm not gonna give it to a kid that easily. If you want it so badly, why don't you go destroy the monsters inside the Dodongo's Cavern and prove you're a real man? Everybody will be happy again if you do it. And I'll give you anything you want, even the Spiritual Stone. If you wear this, even a little fella like you. At least he didn't call me a little wimp like Nito did. It's more respect here with Darunia, but we got Goron's Bracelet. As it says, just pick up bombs now with it. So strictly speaking, and we still can't buy bombs from this guy. He's got the tunic, but he won't let us buy it. It's for adults only. Even if we had the $200. So, strictly speaking, there was one more gold Skulltula, which we could have gotten in the Lost Woods, but we're going to head back there to the specific area that we didn't go to yet. We're going to go there eventually, so we're going to hold off on that for the time being. You can also get a heart piece if you throw a bomb in that giant vase at just the right time, but it's easier once we have our own supply than picking up. They're the ones that are growing around the place just for timing purposes, so we'll hold off on that one. We'll come back to it. But right now, let's pick up our first bomb here. Toss it right over the ledge. And that should work. There you go. Heck yeah. And now let's just do a, if I could just get the... I guess just walk out a little bit further. There you go. Sweet. Alright. And drop some bugs here. This will produce for us Gold Skulltula number 20 overall here in Ocarina of Time. Grab those bugs again. We're not quite done with the soil Skulltulas, but there it is. Number 20. And into Dodongo's Cavern we go. You don't get the official we're in Dodongo's Cavern quite yet. Not until we bust down this initial door. Get some Deku sticks. Get the Deku... See there. I recommend equipping the Hylian Shield on your back before you go in, because there's Keeses, there's flaming bats in here, which if they hit you while you have your Deku shield out, it'll melt it, and then you'll have to buy another one. There's one actually in a chest here, but I just assume not have our shield get torched, so there you go. Alright, first order of business will be to ride this platform up very slowly, painfully slowly. Not gifted, that Nito. Cross over and pick up their special crop right here. And you can either toss it while you're running or just more precisely drop it at your feet. And very quickly, very early on here in Dodongo's Cavern. We got ourselves the map. Sweet. We know what it does by now. And for what it's worth, yeah, dropping the bombs at the Beamos, we'll take them down. If you want to get out your Deku Shield and block back that the business scrub, they're called business scrub. He'll sell you a new Deku Shield for what it's worth, for I think $50. But again, we can get one later for free when we're about done with this dungeon. So no reason to buy one. You can get one on the way out, in case yours went up in flames. Nothing much going on back there. Until we get the Mask of Truth, otherwise those things just tell you the time. Drop a bomb over here. Gain access to this next area. Definitely. There is a Skulltula, which is up and to the left, but we can't get to it until we have much later in the game. We've got to come back here as an adult, actually. So these baby Dodongos, if you stab them right by this door or that barricade right there, they'll blow up and you can cut through here and find for yourself. And here's some of those soon-to-be flaming pieces. If you let them through, they have the flames right there, but just target them, take them out from a distance. It's much safer. But kill this golden Skulltula. And this is, when we jump into it, that's a great shot right there. That's awesome. That's number 21 right here in Ocarina of Time. Those stones, if you play Zelda's Lullaby to them, by the way, a fairy will pop out for what it's worth if you do want to grab yourself a fairy. Alright, the Lizalfo's kind of a mini-boss, at least early on in the game. Gary, you got any tips?
Boss beater. Alright, when we got a pair of Lizalfos like this, they'll oftentimes come in one at a time. And so you gotta focus on the active one, which is coming after you. Don't go after the decoy, but basically you just want to target the enemy, bait an attack from them, step back after they attack, or as they're attacking, then do that jump attack. Do it again. At this point, they'll probably swap out for the other Lizalfo will come in. Just repeat the process on this one twice. Go to the first one again once they come after you. 4 jump attacks will take down either one. Note that early on here, we can use the Hylian Shield to block all damage for what it's worth. So if they jump over your head, you can, in a pinch, hit R very quickly. But that's a strategy for the Lizalfos.
Good call, Gary. Thank you very much. They know the moves too, though. I like they're not afraid to hop over you. It's like, you killed my brother. He's gonna come over. He's so serious with his expression. Can't open this unless we grab a special crop and throw it at that door back there. If we light all these also slightly larger Dodongos here, not quite the babies. Alright, so the giant staircase here that we need to bomb, but first, we're going to use this one, but first let's bomb this open right here to grab ourselves the gold Skulltula. Right here. Behind the Armo statue. Comes to life right there. You can stun him with the shield. We can also use a Deku nut, but that works. And there's the compass. Alright, so that's the compass for the dungeon. And the Skulltula is just around the corner, actually, so drop a bomb right here in the center. And there's a gold Skulltula, which we can't easily get right now. We actually need to... We need to come back because after we make a shortcut, because once we drop these stairs right here, it's in that hole up there at the top. You can see it from here. We can no longer reach it after we do this, so for what that's worth. We could do some backflips to get up here a little more efficiently. And we do have a gold Skulltula which we can access, which will be number 22 waiting for us at the top of this area on the web back here. There she is. And thankfully we can climb this, so go ahead and take a couple shots. And just climb up the vines here. And that is number 22 overall. Yeah, we'll have to come back for that one, which is above that staircase. It's not urgent. Take out these pieces here for a couple hearts. And then the one which won't come to life and attack, he was the one blocking the... we'll take that glitch, that's fine. It's the one not blocking the ladder. Or the one blocking the ladder, I should say. It's the one that won't try to kill you, so there you go. Gotta tell you, the compass is handy in rooms which look very similar to one another and you can't remember which door you came in. So cross over the bridge here. And we're getting close. This one's not too bad. We're just gonna cut right across here. Never know what will be around the corner in these narrow paths. Our cameraman can't be bothered to be a bit more useful for us, so it's really on to you to control it there. But climb this block right here. Listen. Climb up. And then from just a little bit of room that you have here, hop off of that ledge there. Grab yourself... I don't think we've had to use any keys yet. Actually, now I think about it. I think they don't introduce those until maybe we're an adult. Timing is a little rough on this one, but we'll take that. There we go. Yeah, it's easier to... We want to hit this eye and then quickly run through before the flames start up against timed. Yeah, I find it easier just to like time the throw than trying to get that bomb to land perfectly on that little ledge right there, but that's just me. Gorons don't have locks. I like that logic. They trust everyone. Alright, we got 2 more Liz Stalfos. Did I add a T? Liz Alphos. Lizards. A lot less room to operate on these little platforms, as you can see. And there are some free hearts over there. Not bottles per se, you can grab a couple hearts at the end of this one should you need them. I like those moves, Liz Alpho. I like those moves. I like their weird huffing noises. Wow. Like just abbreviated elephant noises or something. Alright, so if you need the hearts, go back and get them on that little platform there, but we're at full health right now. Also have that fairy in the bank, which is always nice, by which I mean bottle. Hop here, hit this one in the alcove before it reignites. Actually, these might not reignite, I don't know. They give you plenty of time, so it's... Alright, and finally, my goodness. No more being dependent on finding bomb crops. We now have our own supply stashed in our pants. A bomb bag! This bomb holding bag is made from a Dodongo's belly. Here we go. Hit the switch here. By the way, Fluff, I understand you have a fun fact about this plaque of all things?
A fun and not so interesting fact, Professor. But this plaque in the Dodongo's Cavern is the same one which appears on the fountain outside of Big Boo's haunt in Super Mario 64.
There you go. Not so interesting, but worth mentioning. Thank you, Fluff. That's a little hint that we need to drop some bombs to light the eyes of the Dodongo head. And to drop these in, kind of a similar mechanic as you had in Link to the Past, only it's 3D. So we just go over to the edge here, equip our bombs. Much more useful than Deku nuts. No disrespect to the Deku nut. And just, yeah, drop it, don't throw it, just pull it out and tap A at the very edge and he'll drop it down and ooh, just in time for Halloween. Or just after Halloween, well, whenever you're watching this. And I mentioned you could get a Deku Shield replacement for free. And that's the entrance to the boss's area in time. But so bomb this wall here. So if you lost your Deku Shield, if it burned up from a keys, then you can go ahead and grab one here. If you already got one like we do, somehow it knows. Very sophisticated Deku Shield detection system. It just gives you $5. Which is kind of rough considering a shield is worth like $40. That's how much we paid for it. Actually, not trying to target this right now. There's no reason to go after that guy. All right. I'll let you live, Beamos. Tell your friends. All right, so there is one more gold Skulltula which we can get here. Just gonna pass through here first. We gotta move this this block around. That'd be cool. Now let's see. Even if you did just grab yourself the Deku Shield, I recommend still not having it out because yeah, there's still flaming pieces flying about, ready to burn it up. So. Not what we're looking for here. Never gets old. We want to put this in the hole right here, this big block. And actually, I did skip that gold Skulltula, so we'll head back in there to grab that. But this will open up the door to the boss's lair. We don't need a boss key either. There's no keys involved until we. I guess one Ganondorf is in charge. Spoiler alert. Hopefully, I didn't ruin anything for anyone. Just the world tends to get a lot less trusting. I think that's how we explain that. Alright, so we can head in the boss's room now, but to get that gold Skulltula, and I think this is where we came from actually, this is back to the main chamber. So let's circle back around again, just so we don't miss anything. I did mention we gotta come back here later to get that other gold Skulltula, which is on top of those stairs that we blew up before. With the idea being that, since you don't have to blow up the stairs when you come back in the next time, because you went ahead and created that shortcut to the next floor. So yeah, just bomb this door right here, this little wall area. And this should be number 23 for us. The Armos just kind of. Can I like time this in such a way? No, that's fine. You coming? Catch? Close enough, all right. And then he'll dance around in case you didn't get that from the last time. But here we go. Here in Dodongo's Cavern, Gold Skulltula, number 23. And now it's time to take on the namesake, the proprietor of this cavern. And I think just to save everyone that incessant beep, let's crush a fairy right here. I know there's nothing worse than hearing that beeping sound. Thankfully, time stands still when a fairy is doing its thing. So I guess we just backtrack to we can move the blocks, or we could just backtrack to we just go around this way, I guess. That'll do. They don't make the puzzles especially difficult here when you're a child. Oh, there we go. Replacement fairy. That works out. You stash those every now and then. Alright, full health, full bombs. Fairy in the tank, no excuses. Take on the Dodongo, shall we? Or is this your average run-of-the-mill Dodongo? We got a bomb out on the floor here first. This will give you some bombs, I suppose, if you don't already have some. Pop that back on. I always feel a little uneasy having that fairy out anyway. I don't want to accidentally burn it when I don't mean to. Fairy's your fail-safe. It's always good to have one of those. And then everything's fine. Ah, okay. Love the first-person camera right there. That's nicely done. That's very well done. I also like the lighting of Navi. King Dodongo, Infernal Dinosaur. I was like the lighting updates with Navi as she circles us.
All right, King Dodongo. Gary, what do you got?
All right, King Dodongo. You want to, when they're inhaling there, toss a bomb in there to kind of stun them for a second. Then you want to go ahead and do a jump attack. At that point, they'll start to roll around. If you just take a little bit of a step to your left or right to get on that little bit of a ramp, that little slope there, just above the fire, the lava, you'll be safe from damage, and you'll avoid the roll, you'll avoid the flames. This is the sweet spot. And then go around, run in front of him again. When he inhales, throw another bomb, repeat this process. 3 all total will take him down, but yeah, there you go. Good luck.
Good call, Gary. Thank you very much.
It's nice that that King Dodongo lines the corners of his cavern here with his weakness. Everyone has a fatal flaw. King Dodongo's was, well, I guess 2. Putting his weakness in the corners of the room and a giant lava pit, which clearly does him even more damage than me, apparently. But we'll take it. Take that as well. Grab the heart. Unless you're going for some sort of personal, I don't know, 3 heart run or something.
All right, as you follow along, let's go back to Fluff for another Fluff fact about The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time.
Initially, Miyamoto and the rest of the team had concerns about the storage constraints of the N64 cartridge in accommodating the immense size of the traversable world of Hyrule. Early on, the team figured, at worst, they could always fall back on the structure of Super Mario 64 and having a central hub, like Ganon's castle with a variety of portals, like pictures on the wall, which the players could use to access individual areas and worlds. While they ultimately found a way to create the world in a way which felt organic and fluid by creating thresholds to get from one area to the next, they retained the concept of entering and exiting paintings in the battle with Phantom Ganon in the Forest Temple. Ocarina of Time shares a lot in common with Super Mario 64, actually, even running on the same engine, though Miyamoto considers the 2 engines to be different given the amount of changes and tweaks applied to it in Ocarina of Time to accommodate the designs of the developers. This includes the camera system, which was more adjustable in Super Mario 64, but switched to a more fixed position in Ocarina, with the intent being that the camera was focused on Mario in his game, but the camera is more focused on the environment and world here in Ocarina of Time.
Yeah, add in some manual jumping and you can definitely feel the similarities between the 2 games. Thank you, Fluff.
We obtain the Goron's Ruby. This is the spiritual stone passed down Goron to Goron. You don't know what he means by sworn brothers, but more to the point, you've collected 2 spiritual stones. We just have 1 more to find. Brother, you keep brushing up on your skills as you travel, won't you? You should go see the Great Fairy on top of Death Mountain. Let's see how this is the part that makes me laugh. Nintendo has a sense of humor here. You did great. And they come in further like zombie-like hugs. He's like, no, don't crush me to death with a Goron hug. I just love they keep the camera on him during that additional Goron showing up to the party. All right, so now that we got some bombs, we can do a couple things. One, we can get Gold Skulltula, number 24, right here at the base of Death Mountain. And again, this seems like it's a little bit too high, but through the magic of climbing the wall, we can grab that one. That's number 24. And now let's scale the mountain. Taking a left at the junction this time, instead of going right, which would lead us back to Goron City. So the junction being right here. Let's hang a left, climb up. Nothing if you bomb that left rock, but we gotta bomb the ones to the right to continue on here. This second one requires a little bit of timing, and these, you'll find these bombs, your bombs, have much shorter fuses than the ones that you pull out of the ground for whatever reason, so 20 bucks. 20 bucks. As sun sets on Death Mountain. You'll start to see in just a moment where this mountain gets its namesake from. But drop in here and you'll find a cow, for what it's worth. If you need some milk, go ahead. No, we're good. Forgot we got that fairy back in the Dodongo's Cavern, so never mind. But you will hear some mooing when you pass by here, and you might be thinking, where the heck is that coming from? That's where it's coming from. All right, so this is what puts the death in Death Mountain. It just, like, you can use the shield, but, you know, it's not that big of a deal. It doesn't last all that long. There's a second wave, but, you know, after you maybe get hit a few times, you'll be here. But just know that you can hold R and shield yourself from an impending giant piece of rock about to hit you in the head. Got some skulltulas here, not the fun kind, but the annoying kind that knock you off. And we'll climb up now. Yeah, if you need a ferry there, let's keep climbing. We can grab our first. Ugh, you again. Okay, when he's willing to give you a lift back down to the bottom of the mountain or wherever it is, then that's when he doesn't automatically engage in dialogue with you. You have to talk to him yourself, so we will take that ride to get back down quickly. Left, up, right, left, up, right. Their first great fairy. And Link's expression says it all. He's like, am I supposed to be? Whoa, what's the vibe here? Grant you a sword technique. Receive it now. And the camera guy knows what he's doing with these fairies too. If you pay attention, or even if you don't. Some of the poses she strikes. Oh god. There you go, the spin attack. Very nice. Yeah, Nintendo, that has to be the largest chest that Nintendo ever designed themselves. It's kind of crazy. But anyway, spin attack. I don't think I really ever use that, but there you go, you have it. I don't use it much. Let me restate. A friend of mine who lives by Hyrule Castle. We will be heading there, actually. That's where we'll get Din's fire. Alright. Alright, so... And then we now have the magic meter. The screen's starting to get a little crowded, as you can see right here. We have, like, the magic meter. Trying to think of what it was. This is the Death Mountain crater here, actually. We'll be coming back here in a little bit. I know, we have enough time to grab some stuff there, but we'll be back. Everything in time, don't worry. Alright, so let's hitch a ride with our owl friend. And actually this ride is nice because he puts us in the perfect spot to grab ourselves a heart piece, which we wouldn't otherwise be able to get, so to do that, yeah, you gotta, it's very King's Quest 1, grabbing the bird here, just do like a backflip or a jump attack, jump in his talons. I guess this is faster than if we went down ourselves. It's pretty close. The amount of time that he takes to just drink it in. Alright, back down to Kakariko Village. Alright, so... be very careful as you walk to this side of Impa's house, as it is, and drop over the side onto this platform, and then drop in this little cutaway here. And this is how you get heart piece number 10. If you came, you get some milk too if you want. If you came in the front door, you might be thinking, how do I get in that, well, you might be thinking, why is that cow in a prison? Better said, but then your next thought might be, how do I get that heart piece? How do I get in there? That's how you get in there. Alright, so... at this point... let's head... now that we got that heart piece, let's head back to the, let's get the heart piece in the Goron City, actually. Cal may have also killed 3 people. Hence the imprisonment. I don't know. It's a dangerous world. I don't see them locking up any of these other creatures. But when the world is only made up of a population of about 100, 3 people is kind of a big deal. It just hits differently when you say that Kel killed 3% of the population than 3 people. But anyway, yeah, let's head back to... you know what? We forgot to stop in at the Skulltula house, since we're at 20 right now. No rush. It's not a big deal. It would give us the Stone of Agony, which we don't have a rumble pack, so it's not really necessary. But 50 spot behind that wall, we'll grab that thing back at the Skulltula house in time. House of Skulltula. You can grab yourself some rupees by blowing up the rocks here. It's faster than tossing each of them, but just give a big middle finger to the Goron's decorative display out here. But let's see if we can nail this on the first try, like we've nailed the archery thing earlier. Alright, so I like to drop down probably to the 3rd floor from the top. I think that's the safest for dropping these. Now we can actually bomb this guy. Make sure you get him underneath in this cavernous area to stop his roll. If you get him right about here, he will give us... alright, I'll give you this in praise of your courage. He'll give us a big bomb bag, so we now have even more bombs. This we'll actually use. That's useful. All right, but let's put this to good use now, actually. So the key here is you need to get the bomb in the hole, but you also need to get the bomb in the hole when the smiley part of the vase is facing you. There's the smiley part. Close enough, maybe? Let's see if the Nintendo gods agree with us. There you go. You'll just get rupees and stuff if you don't get it in while the smiling face is the side which is predominantly facing you. But there you go. That is heart piece number 11 here in Ocarina of Time, throwing the bomb in the vase here in Goron City. All right. Let us... I want to head back to Hyrule now. I'm not really sure the fastest way to get back there. Not really a fast way. There's more bugs. Plenty of opportunities to get bugs, by the way. Might speed this up a little bit to head back to Hyrule. So let's go Linky at Hyperdrive. Try to get there before sunset. That's how you gotta travel. That's my sun song right there. We're just editing for the viewer. All right, let's head inside here. Back in Hyrule Castle. We have the most amount of money which an adult can carry legally. That's pretty crazy. And we're like, what, 10? Just saying. All right, so now let us head to, let's do the Bombchu game. This is not my favorite, but these will be useful later on in the game. She's got the pixie cut. Blue hair? No, bluish purplish hair. The Bombchu bowling alley. You want to know what you can win? It'll change every time. There's a number of things we can win, actually. We want to win multiple times. This is a good excuse for us to spend all the money which we've been collecting. Ooh. How to walk out right now. Well, this is a good opportunity to practice with the Bombchus. So you can see right here, these are movable bombs. Mobile bombs. I think we burned that Cucco. They won't always go straight, and more than that, they won't always, well, especially here in the bowling alley, it doesn't always go in the direction that you want them to go. You gotta play them off walls sometimes. There's obstacles here as well. There's a giant Cucco. I love that giant Cucco for some reason. Just here as part of the game. I find kind of hitting it at an angle, kind of going left to right. Just get this giant Cucco to get out of the way. It's a little stunned. Can I go around the Cucco? Alright, I don't really care. I don't care about the money. Alright, Bombchus. We'll get these later from the the House of Skulltula. So I don't really care about winning these right now, because we're not going to really be using these until much later in the game, but whatever. And they go off the ceiling as well. It's a little wacky. You got to think outside the box sometimes in hitting the target. And you can see the placement changes every now and then on that final one. Yeah, that elf is definitely checked out. She's like, it's a job. She would definitely be scrolling on social media had it existed in Hyrule. But I like that right there. That kind of, I don't know, 2 o'clock, 1:30, if you will, on the hour hand. That's kind of the angle I like to throw those at. It works more often than you would think. And we got Bombchus now. That's cool. It's a new type bomb that can even crawl up walls. Aim well and release it. Alright, Bombchus. Give me the heart. Alright, now I'm interested. Now you got my attention. First one's always pretty straightforward. Not too worried about the trap right there. I always get... Alright. Yeah. Cucco moved in place there. Sometimes it might go a bit to the left. Sometimes it might go a bit to the right. Straight shot is still the best technique for this second round, but yeah, I usually like going kind of up and right diagonally. Oh, yeah. Oh, come on now. I'd complain to that girl, but I know she wouldn't care. That really feels like we got shafted there. All right, let's try it again. You can see it's random every time. Like, I'm putting it roughly in the same place every time, and it's... a lot can happen on those walls. There we go. Fantastic. And there is heart piece number 12. Fantastic. Maximum life is increased. Bomb bag. Bombs. What do you got? Come on, bomb bag. There we go. All right. Now I care. This is the last thing of value which we can win here. Getting our bomb upgrades back to back here. Oof. Hurts. Yeah, I remember I was at a carnival once. Probably shared this anecdote before. It's that bowling game where you just try to get it in that sweet spot. You want to... There's like a track that you roll the bowling ball on, and this is not going well. Yeah, there's a track, and you gotta give it just enough force to get it in that sweet spot, and I was becoming addicted to it. It's a miracle that I don't have a gambling addiction. Can I get this with 2? Can I do this with 2 Bombchus? This will be the comeback of the class, if we can... Oh! I'm so happy with that. How about that? That's why we play the game right there. All right, biggest bomb. We just kind of fell backwards into that one. All right, that's all that's worth grabbing here. Let's get out. So we only lost the rounds that didn't matter. All right, so now we are going to go ahead and bomb the opening to the next ferry. That last ferry told us about it. So let's check it out. And once again, we need to climb over here. That guy doesn't care that we're out to save Hyrule. No one seems to take a pair of 10-year-olds seriously in this game. Little did they know. Yep. Bomb or Bombchu at this point if you got them. It's your choice, but one will get it done. And just crawl through here. But yeah, to end that anecdote, I won some, but I spent so much money that the carny felt bad for me and just gave me the prize. Like, kid, what do you want? I was like 11 years old or something. You want that? All right, fine. You spent more than enough money, kid. Just handed it to me. They saw the beginnings of a gambling addiction at play right there. They wanted no part in that. Yeah, those poses. The camera work panning across her body slowly. You know what you were doing, Nintendo. And yes, the chest. My god, the chest. And not the normal Zelda chest connotation right there, but we get our first magic spell in Din's Fire. Can be useful. Its fireball engulfs everything. It's attack magic. Can be useful. See, yes, definitely give this 10-year-old. Incredibly dangerous, but also to burn. She's even like, she's giving us ideas. She's like, you know that guy in your neighborhood, that Mito, he giving you a hard time? Calling you, hey, the kid with that fairy? Yeah, try Din's Fire outside his house, see if he's laughing after that. He's not gifted, by the way. Alright, well, with Din's Fire in tow, we can cut through here, actually. Climb a ladder to get up and out. Not sure what the point of this room is. I guess just to get up to the higher up area for patrolling and see if any baddies are coming. Forgetting about the fact that you got one in your midst as the king's trusted ally. 4:16 a.m. $51. All right. At this point, and we just had to wait outside because they wouldn't drop the gate for us, unfortunately. So you gotta wait till day. Let's go get the sun song, so we don't have to worry about that anymore, actually. Let's get 20 bucks while we're here, too. So, back to Kakariko, we'll get the, there we go. There's a 2-piece right there. Not sure what made that jump different, but you can collect both red rupees in one jump. Yeah, we'll collect the Stone of Agony. We'll head to the graveyard. Get the Sun Song. Grab another heart piece while we're around here too. Right there. Alright, stopping off in the House of Skulltula. And this guy will be on the left this time. He has 5 kids. So again, every 10 gold Skulltulas we collect, we get a new prize. This one is shaped like the Rumble Pack. It reacts to secrets. This makes me think of the old Conan O'Brien. Celebrity secrets. Shatner secrets. Let's aggro some Cuccos just so you can see what it's like. Just once. We don't condone Cucco abuse, but it is funny. And that lady freaking out. One of the best was Shatner saying, he's like, once I was at a fan event with the actor that played Scotty, and he was drinking Gin Beam, and I said, "Beam me up, Scotty," and he said he laughed. But it was kind of a fake laugh. Sticks with you, just like the Saria's theme tune, stuff I remember. Nothing educational from high school, but the Conan O'Brien, the late night sketches, and how to play Zelda's Lullaby using C buttons. But do this in the back. Again, you could have done this earlier to grab the Sun Song earlier. That's a great shot right there. Becomes a horror film. That scream. I'm sure the Impa's family or the royal family won't mind me completely destroying that tombstone. That's what it was there for, right? Just so a kid could get in there and get the Sun Song. Here in the royal family's tomb. Alright, so for what it's worth, we can equip Din's Fire here. I'm realizing this was not necessary for putting this off until we got Din's Fire, but I just want to point out. Look at that. Look at that. I mean, it aggroed those Kisses, so now they're fiery, and that's not good. They're fiery faster. It didn't kill anything, but again, maybe don't have that Deku shield out. Trying to manual some of these shots. That felt pretty good. That was nice detail on the keys, and one's always hiding there at the front door once you come in. But kill all of them, and you didn't have to wait on this. You could have come in here earlier. It's just how we're doing it here. I don't think we hurt too badly for it. Alright, our first re-deads here. God, these things freaked me out when I was a kid. Nothing's worse is when they grab on your back and start canoodling you. I don't even know. Let's just ignore them. Cutting through the acid there. Let's pull out our ocarina. They will fade, giving peaceful rest to the living dead. This is an interesting poem, huh? And there you go, something is inscribed on the tombstone. It's the secret melody of the Composer Brothers. They're considered musical geniuses in this world, but it's 3 notes repeated. But you know what? Some of the catchiest melodies. Koji Kondo knows something about that. They're the simplest melodies. But here's the Sun Song. Let's get some tips on how to deal with the Redeads with Blaze.
Alright, the Redead, Gyptos, they act very similar. They are all creepy, jumping on your back and doing, I don't even want to think about it, but play the Sun Song. This will paralyze them temporarily, or you can just sneak up behind them. You can't target them, which is why I put it in quotes, but you can hold down that Z button to get in position, make sure you get that sword out, and ensure that you line up a manual jump slash, if you will. If you've got some of the more powerful swords, specifically the Bigoron sword, you can take him down with one good kind of a double jump slash, but these guys creep me out.
All right, thank you very much, Blaze. Just kind of freezes them, and then you take the opportunity to beat the living snot out of them in the back. Might as well get our first magic jar there for getting some of our magic back after using Din's Fire. But no reason to fight these guys. Same can't be said for another grave we're about to desecrate here in a second. Let's call it for what it is. You can check this shine light on the living dead. Okay. Sounds like a sweet, you might wonder, can anything happen? These skeletons gonna get up and start dancing around if you play the Sun Song? No. Nope. Just creepy. Alright, so warp on back out of there. And if you hit the second from the right grip, well, second inward from the right side in this last row, move this tombstone, come back here, and destroy this Redead here with some jump attacks. Yeah. And that's your fatalness. That's this guy's fatal flaw, turning his back on a child, on a 10-year-old with a sharp sword. Just another reminder, especially when you double up those jump attacks, but yeah, those, again, do double the damage. But with him out of the way, let's play the Sun Song. And hopefully this won't, appear in our feet. Oh god, don't break the game. Did we just turn into a chest? Okay. What happened to that child that was supposed to save the world? He's stuck in a chest now. And what do we got for ourselves? Could it be heart piece number 13? Yes, it can. More containers mean more life energy. And it tops us off, as always. Alright. Well, I think it's time to go to Zora's River. Let's see what Saria has to say. I may have been trying to play the Sun Song. You want to talk to Saria, right? Let's just show you how this works. Professor, this is Saria. Can you hear me? Are you collecting spiritual stones? You have one more to find? Stone of Water, don't you? Great Deku Tree once told me that kings are... Alright, so I guess she did hang out with the Great Deku Tree. Alright, so let's head to Zora River, which is just south of Kakariko Village. And there will be some 2 heart pieces to get in rapid succession, actually, quick fire fashion. And another gold Skulltula or 2. And we're going to spend a lot of money as well. Well, all the money that we have, at least. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and comment on this video, and click subscribe if you haven't already, as this seriously helps me to keep making great content for you.